all know that Vol Nation is all over the country. Traveling to games is a fun time for the entire family, but deciding where to stay can be a bit stressful. That's where the Big Orange faithful at the Hampton Inn downtown come in. General Manager Stephen Lawrence and his team go over and beyond to make sure that you have the best stay in their brand new rooms. They have the cleanest rooms in the game, which include flat screen, microwave, and fridge. Not to mention breakfast is included in the room rate. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the best part. The Hampton Inn downtown is less than a mile from Neyland Stadium. While you're planning your game day trips, be sure to check out Hampton Inn online at hamptoninn.com and search Knoxville. Book Hampton Inn downtown today.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. 865-200-5503 is our telephone number. Hope you're having a great Thursday morning. 3 minutes past the top of the hour. August 29th. 2 days until kickoff. Tennessee, Georgia State. I had to stop and think, Ben, that Coach Elliott there at Sean Elliott is the old power forward with the San Antonio Spurs, but Coach Elliott, head football coach at Georgia State. Remember, he was at South Carolina, the game in which Steve Spurrier had stepped down, and he was trying to impress the South Carolina boosters and donors and decision makers by beating Tennessee to try to get that job full time. Steve Spurrier had walked away to try to give Elliott an opportunity to earn that job. Similar to, Bo Ryan at Wisconsin basketball, stepping down, setting up his assistant coach to take over to be the head coach. It didn't work. Carolina was like, nah, we'll go Will Muschamp. And then Elliott went to Georgia State to start that program. And here we are. Tennessee, Georgia State, Saturday. We are 2 days away from kickoff. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, individual. We are 2 days away, and I tell you what, that big orange sunset or sunrise
was it beautiful
this morning was absolutely beautiful. Had me in my feelings. Excited about football season. 2 days away. Jared Garantano days away from it being football time.
What you say?
In Tennessee. Oh, see?
What?
Jared Garantano days.
Who is Jared Garantano? I don't know who that is. I know who Jared Garantano is.
I feel like Jared hit us fans and media with the whole new phone. Who this?
I just don't understand how he let us say his name wrong for 4 years.
I mean, folks are still going to call him Guantanamo and Gorin.
Yeah,
whatever. But we're also your boy Montario Hardesty days away from it being football time in Tennessee. Your boy Kevin Simon, Kevin Burnett, Fred White.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys that have worn the number 2. Todd Helton, obviously more known for baseball, but he did wear the number 2 in 1993 and 1994.
Ballers wore number 2.
Yes, and today is a beautiful day in general. Just so much going on. You had the beautiful sunrise in East Tennessee this morning as I was driving over to the beautiful Lotte Center studio. Tennessee football is 2 days away. Tennessee has received excellent news over the last 36 hours with Aubrey Solomon and Trey Smith. And on top of that, we get a full slate of college football games tonight. And I will be locked in. I don't care that it's UCLA and Cincinnati. That is intriguing to me. I'm interested to see a 10-win Cincinnati team play Chip Kelly, a 10-win team from last year. You have BYU, Utah. I am super excited for that. I am not excited about it being kicked off at 10:15, but I will be locked in.
You'll be
until
watching
the final whistle, unless it is a blowout.
No excuses tomorrow, though, Ben. You better get your butt here, ready to rock on the show.
I already told myself I'm going to take a lengthy nap in the middle of the day today to prepare.
Okay.
And then I will have my cup of coffee. But I'm excited. That will be a good football game because Utah, they're kind of a dark horse to make the college football playoffs. They have a tremendous defensive line. Tennessee plays BYU next Saturday, so do a little scouting on that as well. And then Clemson, Georgia Tech. You could scout UAB tonight if you wanted to. They're playing mighty Alabama State. Lamonte Turner's little brother plays for UAB.
I'm not scouting UAB.
So not a terrific slate of games tonight. I guess the most high-profile game is probably the Clemson game, and Clemson is 35.5-point favorites.
That's hard to believe, boy.
Yeah.
That would be hard for me to take them to cover. I think there's going to be some excitement out of Georgia Tech. They're not going to win the game. Let's get that. Let's get that right. But you mentioned this before we went to break. I want to make sure I give you your credit, Ben.
You better give me my credit.
I got to give you your credit
before I start a social media storm.
But you made this point before the show started, and that is a lot of personnel on that Georgia Tech team. A lot of it is from the previous regime that ran a triple option offense. How does Jeff Collins take those players and turn it around to a pro-style offense, and those guys go out there and find success? Hard for me to believe that Clemson's going to beat them by 36 points, but we'll see, man. Trevor Lawrence is special. T. Higgins is special. Obviously, Justin Ross is special. Travis Etienne is special. But they lost the players on the defensive line. Pretty sure they will just reload. Mm-hmm. How will they come back off a national championship win? Are they a little bit shaky in the first game of the season? Usually, most of the really good teams, they don't play anybody first. They play cupcake games. We're playing one. So Clemson can't approach this game like they may have in the past with playing a warm-up game. This is not a warm-up game for Clemson. This is a team that is in your conference that certainly want to come out and shock the world. So we shall see. First, let's get to our good friend Andy, who's waiting patiently on the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Andy, good morning.
What's going on, family?
What's up? What's up, Andy?
Not much. Another beautiful day, and it's great to be a Tennessee Vol, you know.
I like it. I agree.
But I was really glad to see that they cleared Trey, and I just hope, you know, everything goes well through the whole season. But they, you know, like Pruitt said, you don't really know how long he'll be able to play, but all we can do is pray about it. Because I know Trey he loves to play football, and you know he's an inspiration. And somebody was talking about yesterday that he deserves a statue when he graduates. You know, that wouldn't actually be a bad idea.
You gotta do a little bit more than what Trey's done. I understand the off the field inspiration and everything he's been through, but Tennessee ain't gonna give Trey no statue. Andy, you know that.
No. But that was a good idea someone had, though. I
mean, it was a nice thing to say. I'm sorry, Andy. I'm gonna sound like the bad guy here, but it ain't gonna happen. They don't just pass out those things around here. There's guys who still don't have their numbers retired, still don't have their name inside of the stadium. It took forever to get Al Wilson on the Jumbotron. So, yeah, I mean, let's not go overboard. We are appreciative. We're so happy for Trey Smith because we know he loves the game of football. He loves the game of football, number one. He loves Tennessee, and he wants to play. And he's done everything in his power to play. He's traveled around the country seeing different specialists. His family's been right there along his side. Tennessee has been right there along his side. I know this has been a really emotional, stressful process for him because he has so much promise being a true freshman. He was going to be arguably one of the best offensive linemen to ever play here at Tennessee. And, you know, life happened. You know, just illness that you just can't control. You know, spraining your ankle is one thing. You know, twisting your shoulders another thing. You can rehab, get stronger, but this is something that you can't control, and that's the thing that can be so frustrating, so frustrating. This week, I lost one of my closest cousins to stomach cancer, and like I'm still processing it, and it's just, you know, we got an 18-month window. My cousin didn't make it 9 months, and it's been real tough for us. But like, you just have to understand, some things are just out of your control. It's just out of your control. And for Trey, the blood clots just came out of nowhere. It's out of his control. But he's been patient. He's lived by faith. He's had a great support team, and he is going to play this weekend. And so I'm excited for him because there's nothing like running through the tee on a Saturday for a home game. So happy for him, Andy. Really am.
Yeah, I agree. And I hope a lot of fans come this weekend, you know, for this first game to really show these freshmen, you know, this lifetime experience for the first time. Because I couldn't imagine, you know, running through the tee in front of, you know, 80,000 people.
80,000 people? Andy, what's wrong with you? You know it's way more than that, Andy. Wake up, Andy. Wake up.
Well, he ain't had 100,000 in a long time.
80,000, Andy. You know they ain't going to announce no 80,000. You know first game of the season, it's going to be more than 80,000. Andy?
It needs to be 102 or 103,000, what it needs to be.
Got to win some games. We'll get there, Andy. Thanks for the phone call. Yeah, I think it's going to be more than 80,000 for the first game of the season. Just a guess.
Do you think it'll be 100,000 though?
Probably not.
I'm with you. I think it'll probably be around 90,000. And more so has to do with just the peripheral with the game. Just it's 3:30 on August 31st, which means it is going to be hot. The last time I saw, the forecast is calling 92 degrees, nothing but sun, no rain.
Damn.
That is going to be hot. 3:30, middle of the afternoon, against a 2-win Georgia State team.
What kind of 92 we talking about here?
I mean, that is a good question, but
Are we talking about a cloudy 92?
No, sunny 92.
Are we talking about like no clouds in the sky 92?
No clouds in the sky 92.
Like sun just leaning on the back of your shoulder?
Yes. That last forecast I saw, yes, which was at the beginning of the week, and Lord knows the weather forecast changes more than a teenage girl changes her mind.
So back when I was a scholar in school, you know, I had folks always looking over my paper. And that reminds me sometimes of the sun, like how the sun is like leaning on you. It's like, oh my gosh. You try to go find some shade, and the sun's like, come here. You're not going anywhere. Let me lean on that shoulder of yours. That's what it's felt like sometimes this summer. I wonder if it's going to be that hot on Saturday. But no, I think it's going to be very close to 100,000 people. I think there's excitement.
They'll announce close to 100,000 people.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Let me go back to the phone.
Google says 90, high of 90, and it doesn't show any clouds.
Oh yeah, we gonna be okay, man.
It's still hot.
Yeah, we'll be okay. Who we got next?
Jay,
good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Jay, where you been?
Oh, around working.
That's good, Jay. That's good, man. What is on your mind this morning?
I think we win Saturday big.
We better.
Like 50-something to nothing big.
50 to
like
nothing? 50-something to nothing?
Uh-huh.
All right, Jay, bring it on.
I like that.
Bring it on. Yeah, 50-something to nothing. Give me that. Give me all of that. I want all three quarterbacks playing. I want everybody playing. First game of the season. Bring it on. Rev is next. Please, Lord, let this phone work. Rev, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How we doing?
We're great. How are you?
Fired up, Swain.
Are you Triple OG Jamie fired up?
No,
Or you
no,
just-
it ain't about the game, man.
Are you just bluffing like he was yesterday? Him and Neil Mafia talking about they were gonna call in. We didn't hear anything from him.
Chickens.
Oh, I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna call in.
You know, I've been listening to this show a long time, and like you guys keep talking about Neil and Mafia's Twitter feed, how unique it is.
Unique is a good
Well,
word.
I started following the other day, and I was scrolling down my Twitter feed, and I see one of his posts, and I scrolled down, then I had to scroll back up and go, huh?
Oh man.
Neil and Mafia is one of a kind.
Yes, I agree. I want to call and put my 2 cents in on this Bryce Thompson situation.
Okay.
It makes me angry how everybody's just writing this kid off of something he allegedly said, when really the only pattern that's really showing is this kid's got anger issues.
Yeah,
I mean,
anger issues, and it seems like there's a pattern of him threatening females
over being angry.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like here's the thing, Ref. You can have anger issues and be someone who punches walls all the time. Okay, like you can be known for just punching walls, having anger issues, always yelling, always screaming, always frowning. That could be you. But now we've had a couple cases where he has threatened women, and I think that needs to be said too. That's an uncomfortable feeling. But I do understand what you're saying. Like, everyone is just automatically saying let's kick him off instead of letting the facts kind of come out, let things play itself out.
Not just that, but like we shouldn't have recruited him in the first place. You know, there's a reason why South Carolina didn't take him. Yada yada yada. Listen, who are we as people if we don't use Tennessee's resources to get this young man some help?
Correct.
This goes above the game of football. Like this kid needs help, and if we just kick him off the team just to save face, what does that say about us?
Yeah, this is tough, man. You know, I think the decision depends on the information they find out, and I understand South Carolina not taking him. I mean, just because you don't get opportunity at South Carolina doesn't mean you don't deserve one outside of Carolina. Remember, Irmo is right around the corner from Columbia. It is Columbia. So the last thing you want, if you're South Carolina, you have this young man that had this mutual, and this is an important word, mutual restraining order. Obviously, he had an issue with the female. Why would you want him to stay in the same area when he need to get away? So I don't have a problem with Tennessee giving this young man a second chance, but this was a second chance for Bryce Thompson. I just hope he didn't ruin it, because you don't get a third chance with things like this.
This would be the third chance.
Yeah, you don't get three chances. It ain't 3 strike, you out. It's not one of those. It's one. It's one and you out. If you put your hands on a female. Now, the restraining order said that the lady said there's more than that. Mutual restraining order, but he has not done anything here as far as putting his hand on the female that we know of. So we've said this all week. This is a decision that is above Pruitt's head. It may be above Coach Fulmer's head, but I think the good news of Trey Smith, the good news of Aubrey Solomon can distract us from Bryce Thompson for a little bit. Not saying that domestic issues are not serious. It really is. But there's nothing we can do. We can sit here and talk about it and do the what if game, but I think it's counterproductive. Let's let the stuff play itself out. And then when Tennessee makes a decision, then we can come back and kind of talk about it. But it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like it. At the very minimum, Bryce Thompson needs help to understand what you need to say and do when you're angry. Making threats is not one of them. It's just not. Not today. Not in 2019. Can't do it. We'll go back to the phones after our first break here on the Swain event. Fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Stay with us.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Hey y'all, check it out. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a brand new happy hour special right now that you don't want to miss. Get $2 off of their fantastic barbecue queso appetizer from 2 to 4 p.m. That's queso loaded with your choice of pork, chicken, or brisket and served with Frito scoops. And for the rest of the month, check out their new Pig and Peaches salad for $11. This thing is loaded with salad mix, grape tomatoes, fire-roasted peaches, pickled red onions, pork belly burnt-ends, goat cheese, and topped with a delicious balsamic vinaigrette. Dead End Barbecue. The barbecue surge is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
The year's going by so fast. The good news is it's football season. The bad news is, well, there's a bunch of stuff you still need to do this year, like get a health checkup. I recommend Low T Center. You can get all of your levels checked with a $99 complete health assessment. Low T Center exclusively treats men, and they make it quick and easy. Plus, it's covered by most health insurance. Call 865-392-1388, or you can schedule your appointment online at lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hey there, Swain event listeners. It's football time in Tennessee. While you're cheering on the Vols, you might be thinking, I would love to buy a home with a great place to entertain for games. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm tired of hosting all of these people at my house and we don't need all this space anymore. Whatever your plans may be, when you are ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, call me, Jennifer Morris, at Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com, and go Vols.
You're listening to the Swain event.
And you know this, man.
Eight 255-03 B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Let's get back to that hotline ASAP because Landon and Caleb, they're waiting patiently. Let's get to Landon first. Landon, good morning.
Hey, what's up, bud?
What's up, Landon?
Not much, man. Just enjoying this morning. Got ready for some football, man. So, it was awesome seeing Florida suck it up against Miami.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that Miami was going to pull it out. But they came up a little short. But Felipe Franks, I hope he brings that same energy when we play him. That's all I'm going to say.
I hope so too, man. I hope so too.
Talking in the crowd, talking about he does this, I do this. You know what I'm saying? And then throws the interception like he did. Nobody knows where he's throwing the ball.
Yeah, Tennessee can force him to roll to his left. You know, you want to pressure him. You don't want him to sit in the pocket and have, 4 or 5 seconds to throw the football. People are like, oh well, just force him to throw it, force him into a pocket passer. Yeah, that sounds great, but let's not give this dude 4 or 5 seconds because he can find someone to make a throw if the pocket's clean. But you don't want him just taking our running because, he obviously doesn't make great decisions throwing the football. What gets him in trouble is when he has to roll to his left. Make him roll to his left, and then you put him in a really compromising position. But, yeah, that's I'm looking forward to seeing how Felipe Franks plays. Hey, man, if you don't mind, turn your volume up or speak a little louder for us, man, if you don't mind.
Okay, man.
I know it's early, man. I'm sleepy too.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, you sound a little bit better.
All right, bro. But yeah, what about Gray? How many carries you think he'll get
in the first game, or just?
You think he's gonna be end up being the number 2?
Ooh. If all three guys are healthy, do I see him being the number 2? No, I think it's hard to be like, okay, this guy's number 2, this guy's number 3. I think at some point they'll all be used, they'll be rotated, and there may be times where Eric Gray gets as many touches as Tim Jordan. There may be some times where Eric Gray gets more touches than the fourth guy, whoever the fourth guy is. If Banks stays a linebacker, I just think it's going to be a running back by committee, and obviously Ty Chandler is the best one right now. But I think a lot of it is predicated on the health of our running backs, who stays healthy. But it's hard for me to say that Eric Gray is going to be a number 2 at any point during the season. He's gonna get carries. He's gonna be used. And he just has to stay healthy and remember to take care of the football, and he'll be fine. But I don't know if I see a scenario where Eric Gray just overtakes Tim Jordan to be the number 2 back.
I could, but it wouldn't be until end of October, early November.
Yeah.
And that is if the same Tim Jordan from last year shows up. I don't believe that will happen. I might be the president of the Tim Jordan fan club. I've been high on Tim Jordan since January or February. But if the same Tim Jordan from last year shows up, that being the guy who dances too much out in space, and doesn't get upfield, if that's the same Tim Jordan that dances at the line of scrimmage and doesn't hit the hole or hit the proper hole, and Eric Gray is doing the opposite and doing what he is supposed to do, I could see a scenario where maybe Eric Gray passes Tim Jordan. But that's not to say Tim Jordan will just be lost on the depth chart. He will still be in the mix. I agree with you. I think it'll be more of a running back by committee. But it'll be interesting.
I think it's 1A, and then Tim Jordan and Eric Gray will be like 1B. And those guys will kind of fight for the same carries. This is how I see it so far. And the reason why I'm having a hard time saying, oh yeah, he'll be the number 2 is because what are they gonna do? Like change the the depth chart on the media guide and put number like what?
If they'll change it from no oars to listing oars.
Well, it's no oars now. There's no oars.
Right. I'm told they'll change it, and then there will be oars.
So they'll put Eric Gray and Tim Jordan as oar.
Yes.
I mean, they're not doing that. They ain't gonna put any energy in doing that. So how do you know unless there's a consistent pattern of Eric Gray getting more carries?
Yeah.
If there's like a 2-3 game, pattern of, okay, Eric Gray has gotten more touches than Tim Jordan, then we can say, all right, Eric Gray is number 2. I just think it's going to be maybe difficult to just know that on the surface without tallying carries and touches.
Right.
All right, let's go back to the phones.
We've got Caleb and then Zach.
Caleb, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Swain.
Hey, Caleb.
Hey, man, big fan, man.
Thank
I love
you.
watching you and everything. Huge fan. I got to meet you one time. You were super nice to me. Big fan, man. Been listening for a long time. First time I had a chance to actually call. So.
Thank you, man. You might have caught me I was in a good mood that day, I guess. No, man, I'm usually in a good mood, man. Out in the public. I'm in a good mood.
That's what it was. That's what it was. But no, man, this is a totally different topic than everything that we've been talking about, that I've been listening to y'all talk about for the last few days. But, man, just growing up here and always being a super big Vol fan and everything, man, I just feel like with T. Martin, like everybody talks about how great Peyton Manning is, and I don't mean any disrespect to Peyton Manning. I think he was great and everything, but why to you, like, why does it seem like T. Martin don't get enough love? I mean, he's the one that won the national championship. He beat Florida. I mean, I don't know, man. It just seems like he don't get a lot of love here.
Because while T. Martin was playing, too many people were still thinking about Peyton Manning leaving. I think it wasn't enough time in between the two quarterbacks to really appreciate how good T. Martin was, how clutch he was. yes, he had a good team around him, but Peyton had a good team around him too. And Peyton did some things throwing the football that T did not, and Peyton was amazing. We understand that, but both quarterbacks were damn good. I just think that we spent too much time mourning Peyton Manning's loss that we didn't appreciate the arrival of T. Martin. To answer your question.
Yeah, no, I mean that definitely answers it. It just seems like, and I know it was back to back and everything, but just I remember when I was a kid and I first seen T. Martin come out with that 17 jersey on because that was my number. Man, when I see him come out throw that touchdown against Nebraska the year before, and I thought, oh man, like we're gonna be set. And then when I mean, just his whole career, even when he played South Carolina, I think he had 23 or 26 completions. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm happy to see him back here, but I just wanted to, figure out why it seems like my man ain't getting enough respect. That's all it is.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you so much. And T has a chance to tack on to his legacy here. I mean, his post-playing legacy. Peyton Manning gives a ton of money, and he does all the things in the camera and kisses babies and does those things. But we understand what happened with the whole Graciano thing. That was not a good situation for Peyton there. T coming back at the perfect time where Tennessee needs him the most. T has went on Kentucky, USC. He's made a name for himself as being one of the best coaches in college football, one of the best recruiters in college football. And Tennessee needs him more now than ever before. T being a part of this staff and being a big reason why Tennessee gets back on top, that's just simply tacking on to a great playing legacy that T had, but now he's adding on from a coaching standpoint. Like we saw Coach Fulmer, he played here, but I don't think Coach Fulmer was any Trey Smith. I don't think Coach Fulmer was any Aaron Sears or Jawan James or anything. But Coach Fulmer built his legacy on coaching and winning a championship. Now he's building he's tacking on to that legacy with being an AD. So it's always interesting talking about Peyton and T, and I think you can do so without disrespecting one or the other. I thought our last caller did that very, very well, but it's hard sometimes because folks, man, you can't talk about T and Peyton without somebody getting bothered. I think we did a pretty good job of that. So thanks for the phone call, Landon. Really appreciate it.
Let's get to Zach.
Zach, good morning.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Zach?
Football weather this morning, man.
You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Good, man. It's beautiful outside.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank God Trey Smith is back.
Yes.
If he stays healthy all year and all goes well, you think he'll come back for his senior year? You think he'll go to the pros next year?
Ooh. That's a good question.
While you think on that, I will say yesterday Mel Kiper put out his big board going into the season, and he had Trey Smith listed as the number 4 offensive guard for underclassmen.
If you are Trey Smith, what reason do you have to come back to school? If you play this season and you're healthy, I mean, you must really, 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 really love Tennessee. I just don't think there's a purpose because because you're really on a clock. Like your body's on a football clock, and go take advantage of your earning potential while you can. And if you can't play at that level, at a high level, because I don't think the NFL is going to put a plan together like Tennessee has done, because Trey's not going to be – he ain't going to be Michael Munoz the first day he steps on the NFL roster. He's not. He's Michael Munoz to us. He's our best player. And so when you have a guy that's your best player, you're willing to make a plan around him. They ain't going to do that for him as a rookie in the NFL. So go there, try to play. If it doesn't work out, there's a spot for you right here in Knoxville to do whatever you want to do outside of football. He can be a coach. And quite frankly, we need more African-American offensive line coaches. I told Chris Lowe that needs to be a story because you can't find them.
There's not a single one in college football.
You can't find them. You can't find them. So Trey Smith can be that. He can be, one of the few black offensive line coaches in college football. I see that for him in the future. He will be amazing at that. So I'm just happy that Trey Smith is able to play. Can't wait to see him perform.
No doubt. All right, guys. I'll see y'all Saturday at Neyland.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the phone call.
Well, the other thing with Trey is he already has a ton of red flags on his resume because of the unfortunate situation with the blood clots. If he can go this year and he can make a little bit of money, because he's a first-round talent, but I would be surprised, even if Trey has this tremendous year this year, I would still be surprised if he is a first-round, maybe even a second-round pick just because of those red flags. If I was an organization, I would be scared to draft Trey Smith and put a lot of resources into him just because of the potential of the blood clots resurfacing. So if Trey has a good enough year, I would go now and not risk his health issues coming back up next year if he were to come back. And I honestly think that if Trey isn't draft eligible in next April's draft, I think that means something went wrong along the way this football season.
Yeah, and we hope that's not the case at all. Trey is okay. Like guys like Trey, you don't worry about when they're not playing football. But when you have maybe another player that maybe gotten in trouble or got themselves hurt and they can't play football, you wonder how they're going to be without football. Because a lot of guys, football is their identity until they realize that it's really not who they are. It's just what they play. Like I had to go through that. Oh my God, what am I going to do without football? Oh my goodness, man, I've been doing football all my life. And then you realize it's not who you are, it's just what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And life is so much bigger than football.
I mean, just this week you saw the unfortunate situation similar to Trey Smith with New England Patriots center David Andrews, former Georgia Bulldog. He found blood clots in his lungs and will miss all of this season. So you just never know when whatever sport you play is going to be taken away from you. And you have to be prepared for those next steps.
Absolutely, man.
After you're done.
Look at our boy Kirk Magid, NBA program.
Killing it.
He played. He did his time. He played in the league, the Colts. Played in the CFL. All right, man. It's time to go. It's time to do something else. Time to be great at something else. Your body is going to tell you what you need to do. You need to lay it down, or you can continue to play. It's about what's inside of you, your heart, your mind. And Kurt has the right heart. He has the right mind. Kurt's going to be successful no matter what. That's Trey Smith to me. Around the SEC is coming up next. Stay with us.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
Tap water often contains harmful chemicals and additives. When you call for your free water test from Hiller, we'll show you exactly what's in your water and how to remove it. Enjoy cleaner, healthier water in your home. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your free in-home appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event. Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is time for Around the SEC, and that is brought to you by 42nd Street. Ben, what we got today?
I have a couple of injury notes, so maybe we need to make it an extra injury report this week. We're going down to Tuscaloosa to talk about All-American, preseason All-American linebacker Dylan Moses. He suffered a severe knee injury during Tuesday's practice session and is expected to miss the upcoming 2019 college football season. Aaron Suttles of The Athletic was the first to report the injury. Nick Saban said on Wednesday's SEC Coaches Teleconference that Dylan was injured in practice. He had a knee injury. It requires surgery, so he'll be out for an indefinite period of time. Certainly, this is a character check for our team, and we're going to do everything we can to support Dylan and the people that have the opportunity now to fill in for Dylan. He was Alabama starting will linebacker and is based in nickel defense last season. Had a team-high 86 tackles, 10 tackles for a loss, and 3.5 sacks. Also had a pass breakup, a forced fumble, and 1 quarterback pressure. That was during his sophomore campaign. As a result, he earned second-team All-American recognition and was elected to the All-SEC second team and was a finalist for the Butkus Award. This is the second crucial loss at linebacker for Alabama this fall camp. Joshua McMillan suffered a knee injury during the team's first preseason scrimmage and is out indefinitely. And then this is on the offensive side of the ball, but Trey Sanders, the former 5-star running back, broke his foot and will miss the season. It has not been a kind fall camp to the Crimson Tide, and now will be relying on 2 true freshmen to be the starting inside linebackers. And although they are very talented, they are both borderline top 100 players.
So freshmen.
They're true freshmen, and those 2 freshmen that they will be relying on is Shane Lee, who will be making all of the defensive calls on Saturday against Duke in his very first career football game, college football game, and then Christian Harris is the other name to watch for. But this is the equivalent of losing Tua Tagovailoa on the defensive side of the ball for Alabama. I mean, Dylan Moses made all of the calls on that defense, and last year that secondary didn't have as good of a year as we are used to at Alabama, and they would kind of look to him to get them lined up properly, and just not great news for Alabama. Like this injury could be the difference in Alabama winning a national championship or an SEC championship and not winning one.
Nick Saban, after losing that championship game, it's good that you got there, but Alabama's expectations, they are championship or bust. This year, I expected to see more emphasis on the running game and more tough-nosed defense and addressing their secondary issues and kind of winning the way that Nick Saban won earlier when he was at Alabama, understanding that you do have a special talent in Tagovailoa, and then you also have a potent passing attack with those wide receivers, but you're trying to prepare to beat Clemson. And you do that, you're going to have to run the football, play really good defense if you're going to beat Trevor Lawrence. With these injuries, they may have forced themselves to be more of an offensive team like they were last year.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's going to be enough to beat Clemson at the end if Clemson can stay healthy with key players on their side. But, I hate it. I don't care if it's Alabama, Florida, Georgia player. I hate when a player experiences a significant injury that causes them to be out and away from the team, because I understand how mental health will play a part in the rehabilitation process for these young men. You're isolated. Sometimes you are you're unsure about your future. Gronkowski talked about this. He was launching a business of his outside of football. He retired, and he just said he was in a bad place. He was in a really bad place mentally and emotionally, and I just really hate it for these young men that they get hurt like this and they're out for a long time. So I really hope that Dylan Moses makes a speedy recovery. I know they have access to Dr. James Andrews.
Yep.
He'll be all right, but just mentally I hope he's okay.
Yeah, and he will face an interesting decision at the end of the football season. Does he redshirt and come back next year? And he would be a senior. Unless he redshirted, then he would be a redshirt junior. Or does he just rehab and go ahead and declare for the NFL draft? That will be an interesting decision to watch. Alabama has had some terrible luck at linebacker, very similar to Tennessee's luck with injuries along the offensive line the last couple of years. We mentioned Dylan Moses being the latest. Josh McMillan also got hurt at the beginning of fall camp in Alabama's first scrimmage. But Terrell Lewis, Alabama's projected starting outside linebacker, has missed most of the last 2 years at Alabama because of injury. And then Christian Miller, Mac Wilson, and Sean Deion Hamilton and Anthony Jennings also missed time during 2017 and 2018. So just a lot of bad luck. Two other quick notes that I wanted to mention. Anthony Schwartz, the Auburn wide receiver, who is crucial to Auburn's offense and team speed, who underwent surgery on his left hand August 5th after he injured it during a blocking drill early in preseason camp. Has missed 3 weeks of workouts, 3 weeks of practice. He has a game-time decision on Saturday against Oregon. So that's a big game for Gus Malzahn, and he definitely needs Anthony Schwartz to play. And then one other interesting note that I stumbled upon, USA Today put out a list of all of the bye games and what teams are paying FCS schools or lower Division I schools to come play them. And so looking through it, I picked out the 3 Tennessee games this year that Tennessee is spending money on. That is the Georgia State game, in which Tennessee is paying $950,000 for Georgia State to come to Neyland Stadium on Saturday. Tennessee plays Tennessee Chattanooga in 2 weeks on September 21st. Tennessee will be paying UTC $500,000. And then in November, I believe the date is November 7th, in which they play. UAB comes to town November 2nd. UAB at Tennessee. Tennessee is paying UAB $1.5 million to play.
I ain't a big fan of paying schools to play you. Not that much. I mean, what's the difference between Georgia State and UTC? I don't really know the difference. But
UTC is an FCS school, and Georgia State is not.
I mean, I guess, but one's right down the corner from you, right around the corner from you. You have ties to UTC, in-state team. Hook them up a little bit more, but that is good information.
I thought it was interesting.
I ain't a big fan of paying schools to play.
Also thought it was interesting that Michigan is paying Arkansas $2 million this year because they had to cancel a game between the two schools.
Oh, yeah, that's a come up right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's like finding some loose change in your pocket. That's like finding an extra $10 in your pocket. Ooh, I know I lost this money. $10. Oh, man. That's money you did not expect. Arkansas getting a nice little check from Michigan. Did I tell you how great of an institution Michigan was? How great of a guy Harbaugh is? Just bad luck why he hasn't beaten Ohio State.
Folks were not fans of Jim Harbaugh yesterday on social media.
Man, Harbaugh, those khakis are awesome. That look, it's nothing like it. I mean, would you rather have Russell Westbrook's look or Jim Harbaugh's look? I mean, I'm going with Jim Harbaugh. I mean, he looks fabulous. Looks great. So much style from Jim Harbaugh. I wish I could pull it off. Harbaugh's a good guy. I think he's misunderstood. Yeah, really. I think I'm gonna go with that. One. Hope he beats Ohio State.
Have I told you how great of an institution the NCAA is?
Nope. You haven't. They're not. They stink. Sorry.
No, they are.
That has faded for me.
The greatest organization on the planet.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. That was yesterday.
No, but how about Georgia Tech yesterday? They received 2 notifications on who would be eligible and who would not. 2 transfers, that is, and both were from Michigan. One was granted immediate eligibility, and the other was denied.
50%. 50%. My favorite is like Michigan fans all up in Tennessee fans mention. Oh, I see you. Oh. Guys, you don't want this smoke. Number 1. Number 2, just focus on beating Ohio State without Urban Meyer, so your coach won't be the most overrated coach in college football. Why don't you worry about that?
It's kind of crazy for 2 teams that have not played each other recently and who are not set to play each other in the future unless it is in a bowl game. Tennessee and Michigan have had a lot of run-ins lately on the recruiting trail.
Oh, yeah.
Off the field comments, this whole transfer situation.
We've been spanking that butt on the recruiting trail. Eric Gray, Harrison Bailey, Kavaris Crouch, where Michigan put out a graphic announcing the signing of Kavaris Crouch or the commitment of Kavaris Crouch. Not so fast, my friend. Lee Corso on you this morning. Not so fast, Michigan. Not so fast. Delete that tweet. You are not the choice. He is coming to Tennessee. So yeah, we've been in pain in Michigan's butt.
Well, we did take 1 L.
What L?
When Jim Harbaugh got after Butch on social media.
That wasn't my L. That was Butch's L.
Correct.
That wasn't my L.
That was Lyle's L. But unfortunately, he was representing
never felt the
Tennessee
brunt
at the time.
of that L. I was like, dang, Butch, you gonna let him say that to you? You gonna let him do you like that? I didn't feel like it was us.
Lyle didn't come back with a comeback either, did he?
No.
What a chicken.
No, he didn't say anything. I didn't feel that L, man. That was Lyle's L, not us. Not us at all, man. So, yeah, Tennessee's been a pain in Harbaugh's butt for sure. Oh, Lee Corso on you, man. Not so fast, Michigan. Kavaris Crouch is here. No wonder Michigan is salty. Now I get it. Wow. Is that why we salty towards Clemson?
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, let's go back to the phones.
Got DR Vol.
DR Vol, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all?
What's up? What's up? Great, man. How are you?
I'm good. Stuck behind a school bus on the way to work.
Literally happens to me every morning.
Oh, man. It's the worst. I live across the train tracks, so if it's not that, it's the school buses.
Y'all sound so spoiled.
It really tests my faith every morning, sitting behind the school bus.
Same here. Luckily, I knew I was on hold, so I had to use, Christian usage language. But you're talking about Michigan and Ohio State. Don't you think if they beat Ohio State, be a little bit tainted because they can always go back to saying, well, you never beat Urban Meyer. Kind of like with Andrew Luck retiring this year. Even the Titans beat the Colts. They still never beat Andrew Luck.
Be careful, D'Arval. Tramel's gonna find you and call you up. he gonna call you and accuse you of being a Titans hater. Don't be doing that, D'Arval. You better watch your back.
Saying I'm carrying the Colts bathwater, huh?
That's right, man. Better be careful.
But my other question is about Trey coming back. I'm thrilled to death. I'm obviously nervous about him, but what's that mentality like for the other players though? Because that's got to get their confidence up. Knowing your best. We know he's the best player on the team that we've had the last 3 years. That our big guy's back. That should help the other parts of the line. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. It helps Will Friend plug in some other pieces. Now I'm not gonna sit here and act like Trey Smith is the same player that he was his freshman year. I hope he is. We'll see. But he's still better than any other lineman that we have. And now you're not forced to play two true freshmen at tackle. Maybe you can just play one. Maybe you do play two, but it's later on in the season. Who knows? But having one spot out of 5 solidified, that's huge. That's huge for you if you will, Friend.
That's what the Volquist guys are talking about. Having him up there that you could put maybe a freshman by him because Trey will be there to help them. See what kind of blitz they need to be picking up and stuff. And I didn't think about little things like that, but I hope it does help. For Will Friend, so you don't have to hear that conversation. And then obviously the line's good, JG's better, and then y'all don't get accused of being the state event and carrying JG's bathwater. So it works out for everybody.
I know, man. When you don't have a compelling argument and you can't make points, it's easy to go to that.
Oh, good radio.
You see it all the time on social media, man. When someone can't make points and cannot lay out, their point of view,
they go beneath the belt.
Yep. Oh well, it's got to be some kind of conspiracy. Yeah, I mean, it's state run radio. I don't listen to Sports Animal. I'll just be honest. I don't listen to really anybody. I might listen to Tony here and there, but I'm so busy after the show, I don't listen to anybody. They got some guys over there that have played football and know what they're talking about from quarterback position for sure. And there's some folks that do a pretty good job. I'm not going to sit here and say everyone does a good job because I don't believe that. Sorry if you feel offended. I don't care, but I don't listen to those folks. I don't know what all they do. But when you talk about quarterback play, I would probably listen to Eric Gage. just saying. There's some criticism of his that's some critics of his that have fair points of why they may not like him or whatever, and some folks that like him that, hey, I get why you like him. But when it comes to quarterback play, Eric is smart when it comes to that stuff. Very smart when it comes to that stuff. 865-255-03. Hour 2 coming up.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
When you or a loved one is injured in an accident, there are a lot of questions. There are medical bills, lost work time, damages. What will you do? You'll need someone who will have your back. Call former Marine Marcos Garza, 865-540-8300. The Garza Law Firm will be with you every step of the way. Put this number in your phone right now, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
In debt? In too deep? Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union says, stop treading water and get out of the deep end. If you've got debt, make a splash and come get some cash. If Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union can refinance your car, boat, camper, motorcycle, credit cards, personal or home loan, they'll pay you up to $500. So come take the plunge right now. Refinance your loans. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union will pay you. 5 convenient locations. Visit atfcu.com. Equal housing lender.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service this morning. Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Take a look at the text box before we hit up touchdown turnover this morning. 865-255-03B, dry waterproofing hotline. We'll come back to touchdown turnover. Let's see here. UT Vol, this is a long line. Behind the enemy line says Harbaugh got ousted by Peyton when he went to the league. He's still salty after all those years. DRL Vol says, what's the projected starters on the offensive line? Ooh, boy. Man, there's been so many guys playing so many different positions on the offensive line. I've seen Jameer at tackle. I've seen Jameer at guard, Jameer Johnson. I've seen Wanye at guard. I've seen Wanye at tackle. I'll say this. I think there'll be a freshman tackle, Trey Smith, Brandon Kennedy. Are you going to give the nod to Marcus Tatum at tackle?
Yes. I think it'll be from left to right. I think Wanye will start at left tackle. Trey Smith, obviously, at left guard. Brandon Kennedy at center. Marcus Tatum at right tackle. And then right guard is the spot that I have no idea, and I'm just trying to hit a dartboard with a dart. I don't think it'll be Jerome Carvin. I think it'll be Riley. I don't think it would be Kayron Calvert either. Coming back from that head injury that Austin Price mentioned on Tuesday. I think it'll actually be Riley Locklear. But I think that position will be rotated through a lot game one. And I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see Ryan Johnson get some playing time over there. Maybe even Darnell Wright.
Yeah,
that is the one thing that I'm going to have pen, paper for on Saturday. It's keeping track of the offensive line and who all goes in and the different combinations, and not even just the different combinations, but like if Darnell Wright comes in and does play right guard, or if they bring in Darnell Wright and put him at right tackle and then slide Marcus Tatum over to right guard, I'm going to keep track of how many reps are they getting within those combinations.
All right, so I do have my touchdown turnover for you.
Took you long enough.
I know, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
But here it is. Miami's offensive coordinator Dan Enos has some comments about his quarterback's play, Jaron Williams, and my boy Gerard Powers from Huntsville. Actually, he's from Decatur. Played at Auburn, played in the league for a long time. Ripped Dan Enos to shreds.
Put him in a paper shredder.
He ripped Enos, and Gerard Powers did some radio, but he had some really strong comments for Dan Enos, and I'll let you pull those up. But I want to talk about Dan Enos' comments. After the game, Enos was asked about the quarterback's play, and this was actually Monday. He says, the first thing is basically I grade the guys on either you played well for us to win or you didn't. And he did not. He did not play well enough for us to win the game. That's first and foremost. We left a lot of plays on the field. Jaron left a lot of plays on the field. I was very, very disappointed from that standpoint. He did do some good things, but very inconsistent with his pocket posture. Very inconsistent with his eyes, watching the rush at times, missing throws, and very uncharacteristic of how he had practiced leading up to that. Touchdown turnover. Dan Enos comments out of bounds for his young quarterback publicly.
Before I'll give you my answer, here's what Gerard Powers had to say. What type of coach who throws a 19-year-old kid under the bus publicly and doesn't take any accountability, ... Same coach who left Alabama in the middle of the night and didn't have the you-know-what to tell Saban he was leaving. Except he didn't say you-know-what. He used a different word that I don't know if I'm allowed to say. But and then Antonio Cromartie, who knows a thing or two about you-know-what, said, facts, bro. And then somebody responded and said, very inconsistent with his pocket presence, and used that as a quote from Dan Enos and said, LMAO, exclamation point, exclamation point. It looked like I was playing left tackle. Unreal. And Gerard Powers responded and said, bro, dude was sacked 10 times and didn't turn the ball over in his first college start on the big stage. I hate coaches like him, but he left in the middle of the night and didn't tell Saban he was gone. Shows his character.
Touchdown turnover. His comments out of bounds.
Touchdown. I think they are a little too much. I don't think you publicly come out and just flat out say I was disappointed in how he played. I thought it was a little too much, and I kind of raised my eyebrow when I saw the quote on Monday because I thought the young guy played pretty good. Did he play great? No. There's a lot to be desired left on the field, but I thought part of that was because of the two freshman tackles that were starting for Miami. He was sacked 10 times, not because he was holding on to the ball too long, not because he was just, flustered out there and not going through his progressions correctly, but because there were plays where the tackles just could not put a hand on any of Florida's defensive linemen. I mean, it was pathetic, and I think part of it was just simply growing pains. I'm not going to write off those freshman tackles' careers. They still have a long ways to go. But I thought that had more to do with Miami not winning than Jaron Williams not being able to make plays. So I thought it was a little too much, especially it's his first game, and he exceeded my expectations, and I feel like he exceeded most of everybody's expectations going into that game in terms of watching him play. I thought he was the reason Miami had a chance to win that football game, and I thought Dan Enos' comments were a little over the top.
I can see how someone can listen to this question, listen to your answer, and go, oh, these kids are soft. These kids are soft, man. Who cares? You have to understand something. We're talking about the public comments. We're not talking about the comments being made itself, because if these comments are made to Jaron Williams privately, it's not a big problem at all. You can take hard coaching,
and that's what you want a young kid to be telling a young kid.
Yeah, I mean that's what you want Enos to tell him the truth. You want him to tell the truth, and that is the truth in Dan Enos' eyes. There's no problem with saying that privately, but you threw your freshman quarterback under the bus. It's your responsibility to make sure that he plays well, or he plays well enough. That way you don't lose the game. Mm-hmm. I don't think Jaron Williams was the reason why Miami lost that game. He had a muff punt inside the 15-yard line where Florida went down and scored a touchdown. You gave up two explosive plays. The defense did. Jaron Williams played well enough to win. Now, In 2004, we had a freshman quarterback throw 4 interceptions to the same dude against Auburn. And so you can look at that and go, okay, yeah, his play was probably the reason why we lost. But on the same hand, his play against Florida was maybe the reason why we won. That's part of it when you have a freshman quarterback. It is what it is. But it's your responsibility as an offensive coordinator, as offensive coach, is to prepare him. Not a good move for Dan Enos. Out of bounds for me. 100% out of bounds. Publicly roasting your quarterback like that, not a good move. Not a good move at all.
Yeah, and I failed to mention the key aspect of why I thought they were a little too much, and obviously you mentioned it, but it was the fact that they were made publicly.
Yeah.
The comments that he made weren't bad in nature. It's just he said them publicly. Those are comments you make to him behind the scenes to keep him level-headed going in to the next game and throughout the rest of the season. But you don't say those things publicly.
No.
And bash them.
No, you can't. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. 865-255-03, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Transparency pricing when you know the cost of the job and the details that go along with that job. So normally when you have someone come out to your house and they check on a plumbing issue and you need some repairs done, well, the invoice simply says the total price of the job. Well, with Hiller, you get an itemized list of parts and the cost of the part so you know exactly why the total price is what it is. Other companies don't do that. Other companies just give you one price. So now they're not accountable for throwing in hidden fees. They're not accountable for letting you know, okay, how much this part costs, how much that part costs. No, Hiller does not operate that way. True transparency pricing. Go to their website, learn more about that at happyhiller.com. Follow them on Twitter at happyhiller. Swain Events fueled by Dead End Barbecue. We'll take a quick time out and return after this.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Hey, it's Chris Lowe of ESPN. And listen, maybe Jason Swain didn't wear number 1 quite as well as the great Leonard Little did at Tennessee, but he is your go-to guy for all things Big Orange. Join us weekly on the Swain event, brought to you by Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine and trsportsmedicine.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
Hey y'all, check it out. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a brand new happy hour special right now that you don't want to miss. Get $2 off of their fantastic barbecue appetizer from 2 to 4 p.m. That's queso loaded with your choice of pork, chicken, or brisket and served with Frito scoops. And for the rest of the month, check out their new Pig and Peaches salad for $11. This thing is loaded with salad mix, grape tomatoes, fire-roasted peaches, pickled red onions, pork belly burn-ins, goat cheese, and topped with a delicious balsamic vinaigrette. Dead End Barbecue. The barbecue surge is over.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
Hey there, Swain event listeners. It's football time in Tennessee. While you're cheering on the Vols, you might be thinking, I would love to buy a home with a great place to entertain for games. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm tired of hosting all of these people at my house and we don't need all this space anymore. Whatever your plans may be, when you are ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, call me, Jennifer Morris, at Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com, and go Vols.
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Joining us via the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline is Wes Rucker, senior writer, Go Vols 24/7. His time is brought to you by Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty Group, 865-257-7897. Wesley, good morning.
Morning, man. What's up?
Everything is up, man. 2 days from kickoff. Trey Smith back. Aubrey Solomon ruled eligible. First, how do you see this offensive line shaping up now that Trey Smith has been cleared?
It's a great question. I mean, I think that settles the left guard question eventually. Now, I don't know if he's going to be the guy who starts or how much he ends up playing on Saturday, but I think that if he, in general, is good to go for a while, then he's going to show up that left guard spot, and that's going to make it look something like him and Wanye Morris there on the left side. That's about 10 stars of offensive linemen there on the left side. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I think that you'll see maybe Marcus Tatum there at right tackle, Brandon Kennedy at center, and then perhaps that there's still maybe a coin flip there at right guard. But I mean, there's going to be 10 guys playing on Saturday, so you're going to see plenty of guys.
Wes, how discouraged, misled do you feel that we have been saying Jared Garantano's name wrong for 4 years?
I mean, I there's sometimes where I just imagine that I am occasionally saying something wrong. That one I thought we'd been saying right, so that was a little bit interesting.
Golly, I mean, I was watching the Bama game from last year. Actually, watching one play that I kind of broke down on television on Sunday, and a play we talked about yesterday, which was really like a clear example of how the offense just struggled and struggled to deal with sacks and keeping Jared upright. But I was watching the game, and even like the commentators were saying his name wrong. I thought we were saying it right the whole time.
You know, it's interesting. You would have thought that we would have been, kind of corrected on that earlier, but
no, we
weren't, and he never really said anything. So it's like, okay, well, I guess that's fine. I mean, that's kind of a surprise, but I mean, I've been surprised before.
Have you heard of like what were the deciding factors in Aubrey Solomon being cleared? Because there's still some guys who have not been cleared from Michigan, but there's been some guys who have been cleared recently, one at Georgia Tech, and then obviously here at Tennessee with Aubrey Solomon. Any idea of like what the NCAA is looking for and what they felt like was enough for them to clear Aubrey Solomon on?
No, I mean, that's a really good question, and I'm not sure what it was, but I mean, Tennessee felt confident from the beginning that it could win that battle. And it did win that battle. So I don't know what it came down to in the end. I don't know if it was the fact that, maybe he did all the things he was supposed to do at Michigan, and that stuff can matter. If every case is kind of its own deal. But whether you behaved when you were at your previous school, did everything you were supposed to do, I think that matters. I do think that it's not the end all be all, but I do think that they do kind of do their background on what you did when you were there and how much that stuff matters. So I think that he probably kind of walked the straight and narrow while he was up there, and that's always good. So I think that there are always little different reasons, but from the beginning, Tennessee felt like he had a pretty good case there. And, I think Tennessee would have much rather gotten the news a lot sooner than now, but, no harm, no foul. They'd been preparing the whole time that he was going to be able to play, and turns out they were right.
Wes, with the news that Aubrey Solomon is now eligible to play on Saturday and throughout the season, how do your expectations for the defensive line change this season?
They changed maybe a little bit, but I don't know that they're going to change a ton, because I still think that I still think they need another nose guard type guy there, and I don't know. I mean, Solomon can play kind of all three spots up there, so he's the guy who helps the depth a lot. He's by far now, I guess, maybe the most experienced guy they have there, but he's not a guy who played more than 25 or so, maybe 30 snaps a game at Michigan. So, he's got a lot to prove, too, that he's an every down player. Because I know that Aubrey Solomon's going to help Tennessee against the run. I know he's going to do that because he did that at Michigan. Now, will he really change things, in some of the pass rush stuff? I don't know that yet. I think Pruitt and those guys think that he can add that to his game, but that's never been, maybe his biggest strength anyway. So I don't know that it completely just changes them, and I don't know if this is like a Henderson Haynesworth type or anything like that, but I do think he's a guy who helps, and I think they're going to play a bunch of guys still, but I think he'll get as many snaps as anybody.
Wes Rucker, GoVols 24/7 here in the Swain event. Wes, you being a journalist, it's important to write about things people care about, right? That people are interested in. If you want people to read your stuff, but there's also things that you see that you wish would get more attention, that should maybe deserve an article. For you, what are some of those things as you look at this Tennessee football team entering their first game of the season that we're not talking about, that you may have not written about because everyone obviously wants to know about Trey Smith, Aubrey Solomon, Bryce Thompson, and who are stepping out. But, what's a story that you hope that you are able to write that maybe people need to pay attention to so far?
Well, I think, it's a really good question. I think that maybe it sounds weird because he's one of the team's most popular players and everybody knows about him a little bit. But I think Marquez Callaway's kind of flown under the radar a little bit at this camp. I think that Jawan Jennings being, back and healthy and all that, or healthy-ish, I think that gets, the people, that gets a lot of hype going. There's been some even talk about some guys like Brandon Johnson who have gone out there and had much better camps and have kind of turned things back in the right direction. Josh Palmer is the guy I think everybody knows has maybe the most NFL upside of anybody in that group. But Marquez Callaway just kind of shows up every day, goes about his business, and I think he's had a really good camp, and I think he could lead the team in receiving again. I think he's a guy who it seems kind of weird that I don't want to say he gets lost in the shuffle because that's not right. That's not the best way to put it. But I think he's had a pretty darn good camp, and I think he's going to be a force out there again this season. And I was thinking about it the other day, talking to some of my coworkers. I don't know that any of us have really mentioned that enough.
Well, you speak for yourself. I know you just did, but the Swain event has talked a lot of Marquez Callaway, that's for sure.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad y'all have because, I don't want to say that he's been ignored at all. It just, to me, it seems like that with Jawan Jennings coming back and, it just seems like that's kind of, that Callaway's excellence has kind of gone, under the radar a little bit. And I know he had that one monster scrimmage, and that's what really opened my eyes. And I was like, I've heard his name pretty much every day this camp. Have we really mentioned that much? And I think all of us kind of thought that maybe we hadn't mentioned it enough. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of that's kind of a neat deal. And then you got guys like Andrew Craig who go from walk-ons to scholarship guys, which is always like my favorite story. Those kind of stories. So I mean, there are things about this camp and about this team that I think are pretty good stories. But the past week, especially with some of the Bryce Thompson stuff and everything like that, that was going to dominate the news because that's just the nature of stories like that. But there have been some good stories in the mix too.
I asked you how much your expectations changed for the defensive line following the news of Aubrey Solomon. I know you talked about Trey Smith at the top of the interview, but how do your expectations change with the offensive line, and how good do you think that group can be with Trey Smith playing?
I think that group will be a lot better later this season than it will be early this season. I think it's a group that's going to improve. But I think one thing that's really, really important about Trey Smith coming back, if you watch some film from last year, there are so many times where if you look at that inner kind of that guard box, guard, center guard, there are so many times that if you go watch film, that group just gets blown off the ball at the point of attack right at the beginning of a snap. And it's just so hard to do anything on offense. I mean, it shrinks the pocket. It kind of throws a big wrench into your run game. If you're getting blown off the ball at those spots, it's hard to do much anything offensively. And I think that Trey Smith's only one guy, but I think putting him there at one of those guard spots, I think that helps solidify that right there. And then you've got Kennedy back, which I think also helps a lot in that area. So I think that the inner core of that offensive line, it may take a couple games to really get it going. We'll see. But I think it just that's the thing I keep thinking about is Trey Smith being back at a position where is probably his best position, which is at guard. I think that's a good thing for Tennessee. I think that's something that's going to help them, because I say what you will about Trey Smith, even if he's not quite 100% yet, you get back in football shape, even if all that stuff is true, I can guarantee you that he's not going to get blown off the ball repeatedly at the snap. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think that will really help solidify things a little bit on that line, and I think the inner guts of that line will be better.
Go Vols 24/7's own Wes Rucker, senior writer for them, on with us here on the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Wes, tomorrow, man, will make it one day from kickoff, man. The season is here. Got college football tonight. And, Wes, I always appreciate your time. Before you get out of here and probably go back to sleep or whatever, let us know what you got going on at 247. What are you writing, Wes? Let me see your work. What you got going on?
I'm actually working on a column about the season getting ready to start. That's going to be up some point in the next sometime either today or in the morning, tomorrow morning. We've got a bunch of our podcasts that we've been working on. We've actually had 4 or 5 of them this week because there's been so much breaking news going on. Got a couple other stories. We've been working on some Andrew Craig stuff about him being turning into a scholarship player. We'll have our picks for the weekend. We'll have those in there, and those are detailed, and we pick all the SEC and top 25 games and go into detail about the Tennessee game. Well, we have a lot of stuff going on there. We got some video stuff going into the season, and even on our side right now, we got a bunch of basketball stuff coming out because we've talked to most of those guys in the past week. So, yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff on the site, and if you go to GoVols247.com, you're probably going to get about 20 fresh content items per day from all of us. So you're going to get your money's worth.
Good stuff. Wes, thanks for the time, man. We'll see you soon.
No problem. Anytime, guys.
See you. Wes Rucker, GoVols 24/7. Keller Williams Realty, Jennifer Morris, 865-257-7897. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate property, you can do that with Jennifer Morris. No-nonsense approach, honest, hardworking, big old Vol fan, supports local high school football, big in the community, and she actually is in the middle of it right now. Right now, she does a meet and greet. It's really, really, really cool. So you get a chance to kind of learn about real estate, how to buy, how to sell. She teaches. It's like a coffee, like a sit around, drink some coffee, talk real estate. She does this each and every Thursday. And so we'll take a break. I'm going to come back, share those details with you because we got to take a hard break here at the bottom of the hour. So be right back, Swain Event.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
Tap water often contains harmful chemicals and additives. When you call for your free water test from Hiller, we'll show you exactly what's in your water and how to remove it. Enjoy cleaner, healthier water in your home. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your free in-home appointment today.
Call the happy face truck today.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team. The year's going by so fast. The good news is it's football season. The bad news is, well, there's a bunch of stuff you still need to do this year, like get a health checkup. I recommend Low T Center. You can get all of your levels checked with a $99 complete health assessment. Low T Center exclusively treats men, and they make it quick and easy. Plus, it's covered by most health insurance. Call 865-392-1388, or you can schedule your appointment online at lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Really appreciate Wes Rucker, GoVols 24/7 for joining the program. His time is brought to you by Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty Group, and Thursdays, every Thursday from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. At Panera Bread in Fountain City, she hosts a get-together called Coffee with a Realtor, and it's casual, fun information booth providing the latest information on the local real estate market, info on mortgage interest rates, and a chance to ask questions. Stop by, say hey to Jennifer Moore. She does it again every Thursday there at Panera Bread in Fountain City. Probably the most anticipated phone call of the week right now. Yesterday, I prepared myself, right, Ben?
Correct, and you are still prepared.
Yesterday, yeah, because our dump button is across the room from us. And so yesterday, I went to the garage, got a pole, brought the pole here in the studio, and I'm prepared to reach and hit the dump button if I need to. Because the one, the only, the famous, one of my best phone callers ever is on with us, and that is Neil and Mafia. Neil and Mafia, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, man. Been waiting for you. Been waiting for you.
That's Swain. I told you last time I called I was going to go out in the wilderness, and I was going to try to get visions to come to me about what to kick your season off with. Because last year I called and talked mess about West Virginia, and that didn't go too well.
Well, the result was not great, but the phone call was great. It was phenomenal.
So, I was thinking, maybe we need to, it's kind of the thing today, we need to hear both sides. So while I was wandering in the wilderness, a vision appeared to me, and it told me how to bring this to the people. And there's only one way to do it, and that's through an epic rap battle of history.
Rap battle.
With the prophet Brigham Young versus General Neyland. Begin. Verily I say, I'm the prophet Brigham Young, and I'm here to rap today about a team in orange that's a bunch of thugs. Their fans aren't any better. All they do is butt chug. Idiotic, bucolic, overrated, moronic. Need to find Pig Howard and play some more chronic. That's why the former cup was named for you scamps. Doesn't matter anymore. You can't even beat Muschamp. Think you'll beat Mormons, mono a mono, you redneck yahoos. You should have kept Shiano. Ball fat coach, name of Pruitt, state of Missouri, calls him Blewett. McMahon, Steve Young, BYU ain't no pansy, ain't worried anyway. Y'all owned by Vandy. Neyland home advantage is nothing but a myth. You go down faster than a Johnny Majors fifth. But we Mormons with the times, we ain't no dullards. Might even start recruiting players that are colored. General Neyland, begin. Da ha da ha da ha 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 ha. I remember McMahon on Soldier Field grass, Reggie White's cleat all up in his ass. Now Brigham Young, why you want to start a fight? Mormons ain't nothing but a watered-down Mennonite. Talk about my program. Mistake is your last. Not even magic underwear keep me off your ass. Was gonna be polite. You brought up Vandy, watched abducted in plain sight. Now I want a handy. Got a weird cult there in Provo, but if your 10 wives met your one, they all turn hello. Do this thing called soaking. Son, it ain't stroking dry with a Vol girl. You say, boy, are you joking? Jim, Steve, Ty, Chad, that's your recruiting plan. If that team was any whiter, you could call them Brigham Clan. Recruiting minorities, you need to stop teasing only colors you recruit. We'll all be Polynesian. Can't think of the last time the Cougars did a damn thing, frustrated and denied like a Mormon wet dream. One last thing, and I'm going to call it done. Son, you married child brides just so you can feel hung. Who won? Who's next? You decide.
Neil and Mafia?
Now, we'll let the people decide.
Did you just rip off a 8 Mile scene by yourself?
I totally did.
Man.
I got vomit on my sweater.
Oh, man.
I missed you guys.
We miss you too, man. That was some early Tennessee BYU hate right there. You're gonna hype up Triple OG Jamie. He gonna call in and forget that we played Georgia State this week too.
I forgot we played Georgia State this week.
Dude, I gotta remind myself every day we play Georgia State. So you ain't the only one, Neil Mafia. Good stuff as always, my friend.
Have a good day.
Good. Oh man, Neil Mafia, something else, dude. Something else. Let's go back to the phones.
We got Devontae.
Listen, man, I had my I won't call it that. I was ready for the dump button.
How so?
I got this paint stick.
You called it a pole earlier.
I mean, it is a pole. You
said you brought a pole into the room earlier.
I did, man. I did from the garage. Yep. I use it to paint the walls, and so it's retractable, I guess. And so it reaches all the way to the dump button, and I have my hand on it, ready to go. And Nila Mafia, he skated by. I think.
We think.
I think he skated by. I don't know, man. Some of the things he said, I was like, should I hit that or not? I don't know. But good stuff from Nila Mafia, man. Always brings it. Very, very funny and entertaining. Very entertaining on Twitter. Wow. All right, let's get to Devontae. Devontae, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. Nila Mafia caught me off guard.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you got any more bars. That's any bars that's better than Nila Mafia's bars right there.
That was about 24, a good 12 and 12 from each person.
Man, that was something else right there, man. He might sign a record deal after today.
How you guys doing this morning, man?
Great, man. We blessed, man. Beautiful weather outside. Man, couldn't be happier.
Yeah, man. So good. We getting good news. So much good news. I have to question myself. Is this Tennessee? We ain't got this much good news in a minute.
This Tennessee, man. We're gonna get bad news. That's just a part of it, but we're getting more good news. Instead of like a one-way roller coaster going straight down like it's been the last couple of years, we're getting some up and downs. You know, Aubrey Solomon was a big up. Trey Smith was a big up. Bryce Thompson was a down for sure. But, you know, I'll take the up and down roller coaster as long as Tennessee can go out there and win most of their games. I'm up for that. That's pretty realistic, and that's the way it works at most schools. You're gonna have some guys get in trouble. You're gonna have some things that don't go in your favor as a program, but then you're gonna have some things that will go in your favor if you're taking care of business, doing things right. Tennessee's doing some of those things.
Yeah, I'm just glad we got the bricks out the building. But
man, you ain't never lied.
Man, over under, man. Jared, man, since the second quarterback is iffy, this is Georgia State, a true. Jared, man, do we play them 2 quarters or do we play them 1? And is it 2 touchdowns or is he gonna have? Not 2 touchdowns. Will he have over 200 yards before we take him out, or will it be something else? The reason why we take him out?
I think Jared will play more than 2 quarters. I think he'll play until the third. Unless it's just ugly, which Tennessee we just don't do that. So I think Jared will play in the third quarter. I think Jared will have more than 2 touchdowns. Jared really hasn't thrown for a large amount of yards. I mean, that's kind of what I want to see differently about his game this year. With Jim Chaney and the big play abilities of our wide receivers on the outside, is I want to see more 250-plus games from Jared. Like, I want to see more of that. He has that ability. He has more weapons to do that. A lot of some of the criticism you can point to just looking at stats and go, oh, well, you know, he didn't throw for a lot of yards. Now, he had the completions, but the yards just was not there. I want to see Jared take this opportunity, throw the ball across the yard, be accurate, but, man, really, really push the ball downfield, and our receivers can help him by catching the ball, making someone miss, getting upfield, really helping Jared's numbers there too.
Yeah, and I wonder how much they run the ball this game. Do they go out and just keep it kind of vanilla? That way they can save some tricks in the bag for the BYU game.
You don't need any tricks. You don't need any tricks to go for 250, 300 though. You can
no.
Yeah, we talking about hitch routes, go routes, little, a dig. I mean, we can go basic and still get 250, 300 yards of passing against Georgia State.
Yeah, I guess I was mentioning that more as just being balanced, just being vanilla in the passing game, vanilla in the running game. But do you think that Tennessee will favor one area of the offense more so than the other in terms of running or passing the football?
Well, I think they'll run the ball more than passing it for sure, because I think they'll get up and they'll try to shrink the game as much as possible. They want to play guys, but there's no reason to be throwing the ball on fourth down and 3 or anything like that. Just let the defense play. Let them get 3 outs. You run the football, and you work on. That's one thing that's great about this game is that you're going to play 8, 10 offensive linemen. You can work on that continuity. You can work on that chemistry on the offensive line. And so, yeah, it's better than to beat up on Georgia State's front 7 on defense than our own without getting our own guys hurt.
Right.
So I think we should run the ball a lot. Honestly, after we thrown the ball and guys caught their touchdowns and Jerry got his stats, really running the football and let Tim Jordan and Eric Gray kind of take over and get those touches as much as possible, and whoever is the fourth running back, get him in there and let him get some touches too.
Carlin Fields and me. On Eric Gray, I mentioned keeping all the tricks in the bag for BYU. Do you maybe go heavy with Tim Jordan and Ty Chandler and get Eric Gray some carries? But I'm talking about, and say Tennessee runs the football 40 times. Maybe get Ty Chandler 15 to 17 touches, Tim Jordan 10, 12, 14 touches, and then maybe hold Eric Gray back a little bit to unleash him against BYU, give BYU something they haven't seen?
Nah, man. Eric Gray's done a good job of doing his thing in fall camp, but I'm
not saying don't use Eric Gray this weekend. Just not use him as much as you would in a bigger football game.
I mean, you got to play him. I mean, you're not gonna play Ty Chandler late in the fourth quarter if you don't have to. So, play Tim Jordan, play Eric Gray, play Carlin Fields and me. I think if you're up by 40 points, it should be Eric Gray and Carlin Fields and me. That's usually how that stuff works. You don't play your top 2 running backs late in the fourth quarter if you're up 40 points. So there's no reason to hide Eric Gray or reduce his carries because you want to sneak up on BYU. I mean, let them see him. Let them see Eric Gray. Ty Chandler is the most experienced back who is the closest to Eric Gray as far as making guys miss and operating in space. So, go out there, play as many guys as possible. When you get up, run the football. Run the football as much as you can. Get the game over with because the last thing you want to do, extend the game and give yourself more opportunities for one of your players to get hurt. That's what you don't want.
Yes. There are going to be wrinkles of this offense that Jim Chaney is saving for BYU. There are additional wrinkles and tricks up his sleeve that he will be saving for simply just the Florida game and so on and so forth. I'm just trying to think of maybe what those tricks might be. And I get it. It's more so of a schematic and particular plays that are being saved for later on down the road. But I do wonder if there's some tricks involving personnel that maybe we see next week against BYU that we won't see against Georgia State or we'll see against Florida that we won't see against BYU, Georgia State, or UTC.
I'll make it easy for everybody. You're going to see something every week versus an SEC opponent or good opponent that you haven't seen the previous week.
Yeah.
Jim Chaney's going to add wrinkles. Why? Because the defense is going to be different. The personnel is going to be different who we're playing against. Our opponent will have a weakness, and we'll do what we have to do to exploit it. That's what good offensive coordinators do. That's what David Cutcliffe did. Every week we had a new wrinkle. If it's Marshall, okay, we're going to fake like we're going to run the football on 3rd down and short, and we're going to throw the ball over the top of the safety. Going to bring me in, act like I'm going to block the safety, and I'm going to run a go route. And that was a play that week. Well, against Cal, it was a play that was put in based on Cal's look from the offseason. We did that every single week. That's what good offensive coordinators do. I think that's what Jim Chaney is going to do. I don't think he has a notebook of secrets right now. I think as you watch film, you see what you can do. And then you try to do it in practice. If you feel good about it in practice,
then you run it in the game.
Yeah, they execute it well in practice. Then you do it in the game.
Yep.
And hopefully, it works in the game. Hour 2 here in the Swain event is brought to you by Alumni Hall, alumnihall.com. Stay with us.
For what is coming up on the Swain event.
Watch out for patchy fog this morning, otherwise sunny with a high of 83 and a low of 59. It'll be a sunny day tomorrow with a high near 88 and a low around 63. More nice weather is in the forecast for game day with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
Be Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call Be Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. Be Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners. Financing is available, and if you mention the Swain event, Be Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call Be Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at BeDry.com.
We all know that Vol Nation is all over the country. Traveling to games is a fun time for the entire family, but deciding where to stay can be a bit stressful. That's where the Big Orange faithful at the Hampton Inn downtown come in. General Manager Stephen Lawrence and his team go over and beyond to make sure that you have the best stay in their brand new rooms. They have the cleanest rooms in the game, which include flat screen, microwave, and fridge. Not to mention breakfast is included in the room rate. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the best part. The Hampton Inn downtown is less than a mile from Neyland Stadium. While you're planning your game day trips, be sure to check out Hampton Inn online at hamptoninn.com and search Knoxville. Book Hampton Inn downtown today.
Hey, Mr. Max, you heard the lowdown? Nah, homie. Give me the word on what's going on. Tell him what it is, Big Will.
Max, now the lowdown is no money down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. No money down at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. Not $1,000 down, not $100 down, not even a nickel down. Low down, no down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. 2 minutes from the airport. So fly on down to the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, home of the original low down, no down payment. That is, why would you buy from anywhere else when you know we gonna get you done? Good credit, bad credit, slow credit, we will get you approved. So come on down to 911 Louisville Road, the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, or call 865-980-8216. Turn down for what?
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit, you get confused, you don't understand why, you start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
All right, it's time for what here in the Swain event, and I'm going to Las Vegas, New Mexico. That's right, Las Vegas, New Mexico.
While you are in Las Vegas,
I mean, this is not Nevada. This says New Mexico. I didn't know they had Las Vegas, New Mexico.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Northern New Mexico man is facing charges after he was accused of committing a cold crime on a hot day, an ice cream heist. The Las Vegas Optic in New Mexico reports authorities say 31-year-old Paul Trujillo was arrested last week after he was one of two men who entered a walk-in freezer at a Dairy Queen store and stole 22 boxes of dilly bars. Police say the July 29th footage show Tiello walking up to the freezer following a stakeout, Second man has not been identified. Think about someone just staking out, waiting in a hot car in New Mexico during the summertime, so it had to be 100 degrees. I wonder if was the car on or off. So you're staking it out, not to rob a bank, but to steal some ice cream bars. Yeah, this person belongs and deserves a for what. The biggest for what. That is the for what for today. All that work to steal 22 boxes of ice cream bars. Did you have a cooler in your car? Did you?
In New Mexico, you better have.
Yeah, like, did you think this thing out? Did you have one of those really expensive coolers in the car? Number two, like, how fast did you get back to the house? Because I know when you go grocery shopping and you get ice cream, you got to go straight to the house. You can't stop. You can't run another errand or two. You got groceries in the car. You got to get home as quick as possible. Not smart decisions, guys. All right, let's go back to the phones.
We got Clint.
Clint, good morning.
Hey, good morning, brother. How you doing?
Wonderful. How you doing, Clint? Good to hear from you.
Hey, no lie, man. I enjoy y'all's show, man. I always painting and working, brother. Painting and working.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to keep you entertained a little bit and make the job a little bit easier for you.
Oh yeah, man. It's great, man. Got a wild call this morning, didn't you? That was funny.
Neil Mafia, he always brings that, man. He's great.
He's a trip, dude.
He is.
Yeah, I was going to hit up on that Bryce Thompson thing.
Okay.
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, man, and just like you're from Alabama. We was raised a little different than the people around here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not a bad thing. I mean, we just, maybe a little bit more. I hate to say it, but a little bit more ghetto than these people up here. And
people up in Knoxville or?
Yeah, well, no, just Tennessee in general. It's just a little different here than it is back home where I'm from. We don't see things quite the same, I must say. But they pretty much crucified this guy, man, and he ain't even been to court yet. I mean, I listen to all kind of radio stations, college football, and everybody's done said kick the boy off the team. Now, this kid, I mean, for one, he didn't put his hands on nobody. For two, he said he didn't make them threats. And his girlfriend wrote a statement and said she didn't hear him make them threats. When it first come out, and I read the article in the police report online, it said that there was only one girl that said that he made them threats, and the other girl said that he was going to slap her in her face or slap the F out of her.
Yeah, slap the S out of her.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And now all of a sudden, now there's four girls saying this, and it sounds like people are trying to get on the news and they're just trying to get publication or whatever, man. But you got to let this kid go to his day. Let him figure it out, and let Pruitt figure this stuff out, man. We're not judge nor jury, and sometimes you just need to back up and let the stuff cool off.
No, I agree with you, Clint. And we up against a top of the hour break, so we got to run the break. But I agree with you as far as letting it play out. I'm not gonna sit here and try to figure out if he should be on the team or if he shouldn't. I know it's a really uncomfortable situation for us all, and we'll see what happens. 865-255-03, hour 3 coming up.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
In debt? In too deep? Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union says, stop treading water and get out of the deep end. If you've got debt, make a splash and come get some cash. If Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union can refinance your car, boat, camper, motorcycle, credit cards, personal or home loan, they'll pay you up to $500. So come take the plunge right now. Refinance your loans. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union will pay you. 5 convenient locations. Visit atfcu.com. Equal housing lender.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Hoes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
All right, time for Attaboy here on the Swain event to start hour 3. Usually we do this in hour 1. But we're doing hour 3 today. We adjust. Ben, what you got for today?
I have an Attagirl for one of our best, most loyal listeners, Angela. Today is her birthday, so myself, I know you want to do the same. The Swain event wants to wish Angela a very, very happy birthday. I know the month of August has been rough for you, with how terrible the Bengals have been throughout preseason and all the terrible news that you have received from Bengals camp. So I know August has been rough for you, but I do hope and wish that on this August 29th, 2019, you have a great, great birthday.
Was that like an Attagirl with a little side of shade?
Maybe a little bit.
Oh, man.
No, but I hope Angela has a great day, and I hope your husband takes you out and treat you well tonight.
Happy birthday, Angela. Happy birthday. You are 30 years old again. 30 years old. We'll just say that. 30 years old. I don't know how you are, but I'm going to play it safe and say 30.
Her husband did slide us a message at the very beginning of the show on the text box and mentioned how old she was. I will not.
Did he really?
He did.
Dang, Ben, you gonna throw him under the bus like that? Oh, man, he in trouble now.
But see, now he knows he can trust us with this information.
No, he
can't.
can't.
We did not release the information.
Let me go see the information.
It is at 7.
Let me see.
Where is it? It's on here somewhere.
Let me see where it is. He didn't tell us.
7:05 a.m.
Oh, early. Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it, man. Oh.
She's turning 27 today.
I'm going with 30. I mean, her kids play youth league football, so yeah. We'll go with 30. We'll go with 30. I think that's safe. 865-255-03. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and Low T Center.
You ready for a fun fact?
What's that?
Earlier this week, I asked you if you remembered anything from the Tennessee-Georgia State game in 2012. You don't remember me asking you that?
I don't remember anything from Georgia State 2012.
I know.
I didn't know we played them in 2012. I had no clue.
We talked about it earlier this week. It was Tuesday, I believe.
Well, I mean, we talked about it actually yesterday, I think, because we talked about the stats and Bray did this and Justin Hunter did that, whatever. But without Googling it, I didn't know we played Georgia State.
Yeah.
I don't remember games like that at Tennessee.
Fair enough. My fun fact is that I forgot about. I forgot Jim Chaney was actually the offensive coordinator during that football game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee and Georgia State have played twice in history, and Jim Chaney's been the offensive coordinator in both games.
Yeah, absolutely. Tremel says, DR Vol think we friends on Twitter. Ain't Tremel. You gonna shut your boy down like that? Mississippi Vol says, in the past 36 hours, we have improved on both sides. SEC is a line of scrimmage league. Bottom line, we got better. Lord, help me not get too hyped and keep my expectations realistic. We'll help you with that. We will help you with that. Cliff in Kentucky says he thought Dan Eno's comments to the media were Butch Jones-esque.
Yes.
Self-preservation move. Yes. Let's see here. What else? Nick was not a fan of Rucker saying that Callaway isn't being talked about enough. Yeah, I think we talk about Callaway a lot. We talked about Callaway actually more than any other receiver during fall camp. Now, leading up to fall camp, talked a lot about Josh Palmer, but what I saw was number one being probably the most explosive wide receiver that they have over there right now. Now, during the games, you just never know what might happen. Before the 03 season, James Banks was not the most explosive wide receiver, but during the games, him and Casey Clausen had this chemistry, and boom, he came out and just tore it up. So you just never know. I do know that number 5 and number 1 has a really great chemistry with Jared Garantano. That's right. Saying it right. Chris from Cell Creek says, what in the double ELL is going on right now? My head is spinning. That was during Nila Mafia's call. DR Vol says, WTH did I just listen to? That was Nila Mafia. Seth says, ha, 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 ha. He is a blanking legend. Awesome call from Nila Mafia from Scott Ward. Some good stuff here from Nila Mafia. Some also not good stuff from Nila Mafia. 90s Vol says, yesterday I thought people should back off Topmeyer for his report, and they should. But he sure isn't making it easy on himself. No, he ain't. He ain't. He's not making it easy on himself.
No.
Some of his comments during Vol calls yesterday.
No, he's not. Volgro had a good point, I thought, earlier in the show when we were talking about Peyton Manning and T. Martin. We had a caller call in and kind of voice his opinion that T. Martin isn't talked about enough when compared to Peyton. And I like this point for Volgro. People saw Peyton play football at an elite level on their TVs for 20 years. They got to see T for 2 years. She thinks that is why Peyton gets more love, simply because of the exposure over the course of time.
That's also a good point. Peyton got more love then at that time. Mm-hmm. So not looking at it from today, looking back 20 years, but just looking at it from 98, 99, 2000. In that time, they had Peyton for 4 years. They saw him kind of grow as a quarterback and then hit this elite level. T was his backup, and then T, when he got his opportunity, he took the team to higher ground, and they won a championship. They beat Florida. And I just felt like we spent a lot of time, oh, man, Peyton not here. And we did that with Dobbs. Oh, man, Dobbs not here. Oh, Dobbs not here. After that immediate, oh, man, I can't wait for the next quarterback. Can't wait for Dorminey. And then you saw Dorminey. He's like, oh, man, Dobbs, I miss Dobbs. I thought we missed Peyton a lot. And while we were missing Peyton, T was doing his thing. But I think Volgro's right, too.
Yeah.
You know, Peyton has been on televisions for 20 years, the commercials, playoffs, regular season performances, and now retired, and he's still on TV, commercials, and now he's doing the thing with ESPN Plus, and he's been around Tennessee. You know, you see him on the sidelines, you see him, at events here in Knoxville, and T has been outside of Knoxville. He's been in Kentucky, he's been at USC, he's been coaching college football at a high level, but he's not been here. So I agree with Vol Girl. Who's next?
Volstorm.
Hold on. Let me go back to the. Let me go back to our phone call where my man was talking about Alabama and South Carolina with the ghetto. Number one, I have not lived in the ghetto in Alabama. Now, Ben, you've been to my house before in Huntsville because I needed you to check in on my uncle to make sure the house was okay because he was out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not sitting here saying I live in Beverly Hills either.
But we can't say that when I rolled up, everybody was looking at me funky.
You can say that. You can say that. I will say it's not the ghetto, but it ain't Farragut. We'll just say that. Now, I have lived in some really, really rough parts in Chicago when I was up there, but no, I lived in I was blessed in Huntsville for sure. Now, it was a one-story house. Not as nice as Ben's house now.
Oh, please.
But yeah, no ghetto. So I don't know what Clint was talking about. I ain't living in no ghetto, man. Huntsville.
Yeah, I don't either. Here's a funny comment regarding Nealon Mafia's call. TM Pride 85 on Twitter said that I didn't realize the Swain event was so edgy. Nealon Mafia needs a parental guidance sticker on his Avi.
Hey man, I had the dump button ready to go, man. I gotta keep my eyes on Nealon Mafia, man. You just never know what he might say. All right, who we got next?
Volstorm. Is it your birthday today, Volstorm?
Happy Volstorm Day, everyone.
I hope you have a terrible day.
Today's your birthday, Volstorm?
Yeah, dude.
Happy birthday, Volstorm. Why didn't you tell us, man?
Because he turns like
Thank
63.
you, Jason.
What'd you say?
I said thank you. I'm just taking my cues from Chris Lowe.
Oh, there we go. I got it. I went to your profile and I saw a bunch of balloons pop up.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, man.
How old do you turn today? 63, 65?
Dang.
Old enough to know better.
Old enough to know better.
Yet I still call this show.
So
well, we know you don't call for me, so.
Angela and you share the same birthday, man. So what are you doing for your birthday? What's the plans besides going to pick up your kid, which you gotta do anyways? You're not exempt for that. I don't care if it's birthday or not.
That's number one on the list. I'm probably going to hit up one of your sponsors, Alumni Hall today.
Ooh.
I'll ask them about your stuff on layaway while I'm over.
Yeah, hook me up, man. For my birthday, for my late birthday present, on your birthday, get my stuff off layaway. Thank you.
Yes, can I see Jason's list of layaway?
I'm here for a Jason Swan's layaway. See how? Oh, that much. Here's $5.
At that rate, I'll get it out by 2023. If you don't you're only gonna give $5. Because I got a whole heap of stuff over there on layaway. Just kidding. They don't have a layaway program.
Hey, it'd still be cheaper than whatever finance plan that TC and Athens would give you.
I know, right? TC's rates are like 68%.
Guys, of course, Beverly Hills Ben throws people under the bus. He threw his own mama under the bus.
She's too extra with her
How do you
sneezes.
do that to Mama McKee?
She's too extra with her sneezes.
And she had his back last week, man.
You on this show, when you go away from the mic and it sounds like a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant.
That is not true whatsoever. And I've only sneezed once this week. I should get a sticker
This
or something.
week.
I didn't sneeze on Friday either, so we can go into last week too if we needed to.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, when you sneeze, like I think about calling 911.
That's not true. I don't sneeze that viciously.
I mean, I feel like we need to call the ambulance over here, man, and haul you off. I mean, when Ben sneezes, the blinds move, the lights flicker in here. I'm like, my goodness, dude, get some Allegra.
Well, I would if you would pick up all this dust in here, clean up all this dust in here. That's what's making me sneeze.
It's clean in here, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Guys, another epic phone call from Nealon Mafia. I got to ask, is your dump button semi-automatic or fully automatic?
Oh, it's fully. It's fully.
Does it start to shake a little bit whenever it hears Nealon Mafia's voice?
The lights start flickering for sure. Ain't no doubt about that. We got close a couple times.
Oh, my gosh.
We got close.
Well, boys, one thing I'm not going to do today is I'm not going to turn on the snooze to get some QB advice from Captain Goalpost. See you, boys!
Wait, I can't laugh at that. Andre's gonna call in and ridicule me for laughing at the joke.
Oh man, why you do that to me, Volstorm? You just put me in a really bad spot when you do that. What am I supposed to do?
go to Tramel.
All right, let's go to Tramel. Tramel, good morning.
Where does he come up with that stuff, man?
I don't know, man. I think he practiced in the mirror the night before.
That's what happens when you sit at home all day and don't do anything.
Anyway, so with T. Martin stuff, man, y'all know how I feel about it. Y'all know he my number one. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't beat Florida, you know what I'm saying? Then he won a chip. Man, you can argue that all day. I mean, it's maybe 1 year, whatever, but, you know. Anyway, Peyton might be 3 on my list, honestly.
We don't need to go there, Tramel.
I don't care. I don't care what people think. I'm my own ball fan.
I feel you. You have the right to have your favorite players based on you. It don't have to always be the player that was picked number 1 overall. I mean, you can have your own favorite player for your own special reasons.
Did Peyton win a chip here?
Hey man, whatever. Hey,
All right. Anyway,
hey.
we'll move on.
Don't get me in trouble.
I digress. Anyway,
don't drag me into this.
Don't be putting me on the message boards.
Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, but the reason I did call him, we did talk about the year Bray had. You remember we was comparing that? I don't know. It was early in the year, early in the off season. We was comparing Bray's season, his last season with Chaney, and we was kind of talking about what Garantano may do.
There you go.
But I've been saying it the right way the whole time. I have been. I've been saying Garantano the whole
time.
You've been saying it the right way accidentally the whole time?
I swear, man. Go back and listen to some of my old stuff.
Tramel, you've been saying it right the whole time?
Man, I swear I've been saying Garantano the whole time, bro. Straight up. I mean, really. But anyway.
I'll have to check the tape like Coach Foreman.
Yeah, check the tape. Anyway, so I think the running backs and the tight ends, I don't know if y'all got to read this the other day. I think the running backs and the tight ends going to at least accumulate at least 8 to 9 touchdowns. They failed just because of the way the Chaney uses his running backs in the passing game, and he's tight end friendly offense. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even speaking on the receivers.
You said 8. So, you said 8 to 12 touchdowns for the season combined the tight ends and running backs.
Tight ends.
I need for that to happen. I need half of that to happen Saturday.
I mean, it could.
I mean, why can't it? 3 touchdowns from the running backs and 1 from the tight end. That's half right there.
I mean, I really can see that happening, man. Like, I really can see the running backs and the tight ends having a really big production year this year. Because, I mean, the way we used them last year, and it ain't even like how Chaney used his running backs, you know what I'm saying? And then he used his running backs a lot. And we got two guys that's basically, let me not say Alvin Kamara-ish. We'll say ish. That can do, catch the ball out of the backfield and run between the tackles. So that makes your offense a little bit more, weaponized. You can do a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that opens up more for the receivers. You know what I'm saying? And one more thing. I've been going back and forth with people about this. What's the correct age when you want to start putting your kids on weight? And I'm going to get out of here, boys. Go Big Orange. Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one. Sorry to cut you off, Tramel. Blame it on Ben.
It was my fault.
I threw you on the bus right there. I Dan Enos you.
I don't care. I did accidentally cut Tramel off. I thought he was done talking. My bad, Tramel.
That's a good question because obviously I don't have a son to put in football like that. I do know of a few folks that I know who has their son in football, tackle football, and in youth league, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. But as far as weights, I don't think you need to put a kid on weights until they hit middle school, late middle school. And even that, like, something really, really, really low in weight, to be honest. I have to ask my strength buddies. I'll have an answer for you during the break or when I come back from break.
I was going to say, how will you give him an answer during?
Yeah, I'll get the answer during the break, and I'll share it with Tramel when we come back. Because I don't really know that answer. I don't know the right age to introduce a young man to weights for football. I don't.
First time I started lifting weights was freshman year of high school.
Yeah, me too. And I hated it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hated it, man. I'll share this with you, and I'm going to preface my statements by saying I was immature, okay? But I used to hate it when our coach used to spot us on the squat machine. It's too weird. Too weird for me. Way too weird. Did not like being spot on the squat. No thank you. I got it. You can just come on this side. You can watch me from that side. I don't need any help. I used to hate squatting.
And now, was this when you were simply just younger, or was this a college thing?
No,
too?
I was in 9th grade. Yeah, when I hit 9th grade in high school, I mean, dude, by the time I was a senior, I was squatting the house. But as a freshman, I didn't like squatting. I didn't like lifting weights at all. I'll have an answer for you during the break, Jamel. I got you, man. I got you. Swain Event, be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Hey y'all, check it out. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a brand new happy hour special right now that you don't want to miss. Get $2 off of their fantastic barbecue queso appetizer from 2 to 4 p.m. That's queso loaded with your choice of pork, chicken, or brisket and served with Frito scoops. And for the rest of the month, check out their new Pig and Peaches salad for $11. This thing is loaded with salad mix, grape tomatoes, fire-roasted peaches, pickled red onions, pork belly burn-ins, goat cheese, and topped with a delicious balsamic vinaigrette. Dead End Barbecue. The barbecue surge is over.
Soreness, bumps, and bruises are a part of everyday life, whether you're a Vol or not. Surgery can be too, even for weekend warriors. Something that can get you back to feeling your best is therapeutic massage. If you've had surgery or are feeling the wear and tear of life, give our friends at In Touch Massage Knoxville a visit. They have a hand-picked staff and offer a clinical focus for folks going through joint replacement and cancer treatment. They serve neurological patients like those being treated for MS, ALS, and Parkinson's. Their staff even includes a lymphedema specialist. Plus, they offer a great relaxation massage. Don't ignore your pain any longer. Let the therapists from In Touch Massage Knoxville help. Located just west of downtown Knoxville at 601 South Concord Street, or find them online at intouchmassagenknoxville.com and on the phone at 865-236-1425.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Do you want a custom-themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1-year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
I am thankful. I'm not bragging or anything, but I'm thankful because I can text someone and they just text me back.
What happens when you're Hollywood?
This person can be so busy, and I got a buddy of mine who works in NFL strength conditioning program. Big time player when he played. I could have hit up Corey Miller too, but I'm pretty sure he's busy. I'll distract him South Carolina week.
No, distract him every week.
I'm gonna distract him South Carolina week. Hey, Corey Miller, what's up, man? How you doing? What you doing? What you doing right now? What you eating? Sleep okay? Hey, you got any more of those cool stories about somebody peeing on your TV? Hey, what's going on, man? What's up? I'll distract him South Carolina week. He is one of the assistant coaches over there at South Carolina. I should have hit him up. But the answer I got for Tramel of when to introduce a young man to weights, I got 12. But he can start doing body weight movements at 10. So sit up, push ups, body weight squats, things like that, box jumps, things like that. Got some stuff on the text box as well. Ben, what we got?
We had, let's see, where did it go? Josh V911. He says that he is a fitness professional and that they do not allow kids to start using weights until 12 years old, preferably 13.
Mm-hmm.
Kids must be able to handle their own body weight in every situation with ease.
Yep. Who is Nick? Is Nick your cousin or something? Does Nick know you?
Mm-mm.
You
I
sure?
don't know Nick. I know one Nick, and I can promise you he's not listening right now.
You know Nick Saban?
I mean, I do have that charger out there.
Just saying, man. Just saying. Dave says, I don't see why Vol fans always have to pick a side with T or Peyton. Can't we just love both? It's true. I don't think anybody did that on this show where they picked one or the other. And I mean, I think they both like Peyton. I mean, but some folks value T a little bit more because he won championships. Some folks value Peyton more for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know. I love them both. Now, I've never talked to Peyton, really, to be honest. I worked out with him before, but
Did you drop any of his passes?
Heck no. What's wrong with you?
I'm just asking.
Drop passes? You lost your mind.
I just have to check you, make sure. I'll have to ask Meacham.
Don't make me Antonio Brown you.
That's fine. That means you won't do anything.
Ask
all
Meacham.
All talk, no bark.
Yeah,
or all bark, no bite.
Ask Meacham. Meacham tell you ball didn't hit the ground except for one time or two times. Or maybe three. I don't know. But yeah, you can't drop Peyton's pass. You gotta catch Peyton's pass. He'll never throw you the ball again if you drop his pass. Football fan in Florida says my son didn't start weights until after his 8th grade season. And when he started, I told him he couldn't move up in weight until he could do 20 reps of the weight. Then he could move up 5 pounds, form over max. He has been using weights for 6 months and weighs 145 pounds and benches 185. That's his max. Deadlifts and squats 300 and still runs a 4.740. Nelson says, do you see Aubrey having the same impact as Malik Jackson? Ooh. I know both were 5-star transfers. Jackson was a beast. Man, that's a good question. Wow. Malik Jackson transferred from USC and was really the only bright spot on defense for us when he was here during the Dooley years.
Hey, Dooley.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to say that he's not going to be as good as Malik Jackson was. I'm just going to go out there on a limb. Malik was dang good.
Malik, his first year at Tennessee, 2010, 48 total tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, and an interception.
Here's what Aubrey has on his side. He has Darrell Taylor that can help him offset some attention. He does have that. Like, people will be focused on Taylor. He can make some plays. Malik maybe didn't have that on the defensive line. Like, think about it. We had Albert Hainsworth and freaking John Henderson on the same line. You can't focus on one player. You got to worry about 2 other guys or some guy that's in the rotation, 5th or 6th on the depth chart, coming in fresh, getting to the passer. No. If I had to put money on it, I would say Aubrey will fall short of Malik Jackson level.
I heard an interesting tidbit on Aubrey Solomon yesterday that it was not pleasant to hear. It was not like bad news or anything, just somebody's opinion. It was Barton Simmons. I was listening to Barton Simmons talk about Tennessee and the Aubrey Solomon news, and he said that when he was at Tennessee over the weekend, just in conversations with people, and I believe he was referencing coaches, Aubrey Solomon was never brought up. And his point was that he does not know how big of an impact he will have. And he cited that as a reason because, in his opinion, when you're talking to coaches about players, the best players are going to just naturally be brought up in conversation.
It's true.
And Aubrey Solomon was never brought up. So
that's true.
That concerned me to hear.
That's a good point.
To be quite honest.
Is it because they didn't know he was going to be eligible?
And he said exactly that.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. We'll know on Saturday. We'll know. Jamel from chat says, quote, people love Peyton for whatever reason. Oh, man. That sounded bad, didn't it? I said that? No, I'm saying you love Peyton for your own reason. People love players for their own reason. We all know why people love Peyton Manning, so I didn't mean to sound like that. All right, let's go to the phones. Let's bring up Buck Nasty. Buck Nasty, good morning.
What's going on, Swain?
What's up, Titans Billish?
Wink, wink.
Just hanging out. Just enjoying this beautiful, cool, crisp morning in West Tennessee.
Buck Nasty, you ain't right.
I thought that I would call in and give my keys to victory against Georgia State.
What you got, Buck Nasty?
It doesn't matter what the keys to victory are. It's Georgia freaking State, boys.
You right about that.
I called and got some references the other day, and guess what I was told about Georgia State? Their personal training doctors and staff and whatnot have you ordered everyone on the team some wax paper, Swain. Wax paper.
Why is that?
So their candy asses won't stick to the bus seats on the way to Knoxville, son. It's going to be a reckoning. It's going to be a whipping like they ain't never had before. We're going to take them out behind the woodshed and beat them from their toes to the top of their heads. It ain't even going to be fair, Swain.
I hope that's the case. If you're
26 points, Vegas, you got to be kidding me. Final score anywhere between 42 to 49 for Tennessee. Georgia State will score no more than 10. And that's the bottom line because Buck Nasty told you so. Go see your 401k. Go see your investment advisor or whatever. Withdraw all your life savings and bet the house, son, because it's guaranteed. It's locked, booked, noted, duly noted, whatever you want to call it. It's a guarantee. Because Buck Nasty said so. I'm going to hang up and listen to what you boys got to say on the matter.
Thank you. Thank you. I agree, Buck Nasty, 100%. Titans Nasty on the text box says, was Buck Nasty doing his Vol Storm impersonation when he yelled just then? Nah, man. He was doing Buck Nasty right there. That was Buck Nasty.
What about at the beginning?
Zach C says, who did Barton Simmons bring up as our best players, if not Aubrey Solomon?
He didn't. They were solely just talking about the Aubrey Solomon situation, so he didn't really talk about Tennessee in general. Just talking about Aubrey Solomon specifically.
Yeah. We'll see, man. All the talk about this player. You know, I've spoken very high on Callaway, Eric Gray. I've said some good things about Henry To'oTo'o, Warren Burrell. These are the new players. Along with some of the older players who have made some physical strides, physical improvements in the offseason. Like I've talked about players that have stood out to me in fall camp. It doesn't mean anything if they don't go out there on game day and produce. Because that's what it's about. You build habits in practice, yeah, but the game is the most important thing. You can take mock tests all day long, mock ACT tests, mock SAT tests, and ace them. But what matters? It matters when you take the official tests because those scores stick to your name. So we'll see what happens on game day. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
Tap water often contains harmful chemicals and additives. When you call for your free water test from Hiller, we'll show you exactly what's in your water and how to remove it. Enjoy cleaner, healthier water in your home. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your free in-home appointment today.
On the happy face truck today.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
The year's going by so fast. The good news is it's football season. The bad news is, well, there's a bunch of stuff you still need to do this year, like get a health checkup. I recommend Low T Center. You can get all of your levels checked with a $99 complete health assessment. Low T Center exclusively treats men, and they make it quick and easy. Plus, it's covered by most health insurance. Call 865-392-1388, or you can schedule your appointment online at lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hey, Mr. Mack, you heard the lowdown? Nah, homie, give me the word on what's going on. Tell them what it is, Big Will.
Mac, now the lowdown is no money down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. No money down at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. Not $1,000 down, not $100 down, not even a nickel down. Low down, no down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. 2 minutes from the airport, so fly on down to the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, home of the original low down, no down payment. That is, why would you buy from anywhere else when you know we gonna get you done? Good credit, bad credit, slow credit, we will get you approved. So come on down to 911 Louisville Road, the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, or call 865-980-8216. Turn down for what?
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
What a day. What a day. What a day. Thank you for the phone call, Buck Nasty. Buck Nasty trying to get people paid around here. I like guys like that, man. Try to help us get paid.
I enjoy that as well. I was surprised to see the spread only at 26 when I first saw it. Georgia State only won 2 games last year. They do have a nice dual-threat quarterback who I think could create a touchdown, a field goal.
That one play?
Yeah.
That one play that we see from a team like Georgia State, they catch Tennessee slipping or they catch the other team slipping. They got that one play, that one player, and they have a long gain and get a field goal, something like that, maybe even a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm with Buck Nasty. I think it'll be around 10 points, maybe 13, because there's a lot of newness on defense. Brand new defensive line. You don't have Daniel Batuli. You're going to have Henry To'oTo'o starting. Will Ignat, I mean, he's played a little bit. The depth in the secondary is concerning to me, more so at corner than safety. There's a lot of newness. Warren Burrell, a lot of newness on defense. So I could see Georgia State putting up a touchdown drive or 2.
Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. It's football season. It's time to get a health check. You can do that. $99 complete health assessment there at Low T Center. And Low T Center exclusively treats men. And they make it quick and easy for you to go in, get your numbers tested. The telephone number here locally is 865-392-1388. You can schedule your appointment online at lowtcenter.com. Let's go to the phones, the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Let's bring in Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individual.
Good morning.
I was listening to the show there this morning, and there's a lot of times I was saying, "What's that?"
What is that?
Yeah, it was a lot of what was that. What do you think? What do you think? Will we have our quarterback in there in the fourth quarter?
Well, we better not.
We're gonna pass practice. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think we should have our quarterback in the fourth quarter to work on passing plays. That's not what you want, because all it takes is one person to slip up, fall, and be unblocked, and one low hit to Jarrett, and season is over. For what? Makes no sense. So I don't think Jarrett should be playing in the fourth quarter, which means you got to take care of business in the first, second, and third quarter.
Because if you're going to play your second or third string offensive line on an offensive line that's been jeopardy, we've been worrying about, thinking about for all season, we surely don't want number 2s, number 3s in there with him in there.
I don't want to see Jarrett playing with any offensive lineman past the 10-man rotation. There's supposed to be 8 to 10 offensive linemen play. I don't want to see anyone that is outside that 10 protecting Jarrett. Sorry. I don't trust you.
Well, the good news is that they don't have any more.
Yeah, I don't trust you, man. I don't trust you.
First series to second half.
Well, I think he should play well into the midway point of the third quarter. I mean, unless Tennessee is up by 40 plus points in halftime, then maybe you can bring him out there in the first drive of the third quarter and then take him out. But
honestly, it's just one of those things where you just have to go into the game planning on pulling JG at some point and then monitor it as the game progresses. See how the game unfolds and then kind of go from there.
Well, I'm hoping we roll them like Buck Nasty says, and by 50.
I hope so.
That was Jay. That Jay said that one.
Yeah, Jay said 50.
I got them mixed up this morning.
You better give him credit, Turkey Man.
Yeah, Jay said 50 and Buck Nasty.
I thought he's coming back out by 50.
Well, Turkey Man, thanks for the phone call, my friend. Who else we got?
Triple O.
Triple OG Jamie. Good morning, man.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing, man? You ready for football season?
Man, I was gonna just sit here chilling, and then Brother Buck Nasty had to bring it. So if he had to bring it, I have to go bring it.
It's Georgia State.
I'm going to bring it to a level of 3. This is like he said. It doesn't matter. It's Georgia State. They are some ham and eggers. I mean, to be honest with you, I tell you why I'm mad. And speaking of, Titans Bills, you know what burns my sausage? Instead of us wasting money on these schools like Georgia State and out of state, why can't we give like Tennessee State some money? I mean, bring the band. Let Tennessee State bring that band into Neyland Stadium. It's something I've never seen.
Dude.
How about we give some local schools all the money? I mean, I don't mind playing UT Martin, UT Chattanooga. It could be UT Swamp Duncanville. I don't care. Just keep the money in the state.
I would not be opposed to playing Tennessee State just to hear that band. You know what was embarrassing a couple of years ago? Was that we played Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt's band was rocking. I mean, for a second there, I thought we was at the battle with the bands, man. A Drumline scene from Drumline movie. They was rocking some of the latest songs, and I love our band. Don't get me wrong, but I was just surprised that Vanderbilt was reminding me a little bit of the movie Drumline a little bit, man. So I wouldn't mind to see Georgia State come in here and rock out in a different way, but certainly very entertaining.
Yeah, man. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know they need some money too down there in Georgia. I mean, after all, they try to steal our water every year.
They sure did, man. We ain't forgot about that.
Exactly. Every time my cousins run their mouth down there in Georgia, I have to remind them, it's like, why y'all trying to steal our water? If you got so much, if your great state is so great, why are you trying to take my water? Man, we didn't try to do that. I was like, man, go Google it.
At least we're paying UTC this year.
Yeah.
And ETSU last year.
I like that, but I would like to just give them all some money. You know what I mean? Give UT Martin some more money. That's a space program. That's Joshua Dobbs specialty. Give TSU some money. We gave ETSU some money last year. I mean, I'm just saying, spread it around the whole state.
I understand.
Let Austin Peay get another paycheck. I'm just saying, I'd rather keep the money inside the volunteer state.
I would too, but unfortunately, we've got too much money going out to all these former head coaches that we had to fire.
Well, when you hire a swamp donkey after swamp donkey after swamp donkey, I mean, it was kind of like leadership and administration's fault.
That's what happens, right? That's what happens.
But before I get off today, Ben, we're going to have a little heart-to-heart, brother.
I know where this is going.
You cannot disrespect the presidente of the Triple OG Jamie fan club, man.
This is true.
It's not allowed.
You got a fan club?
Oh, yes. My mom is the president of the Triple OG Jamie fan club.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little something. And she's the president of my fan club. And then, Chico, who called y'all and told you the story of me in high school, he's the vice president of operations. I mean, I got a little something.
Okay. All right.
But you need to tell Mama you sorry, and I expect to be copied on the tweet when you apologize to Mama McKee, okay?
I got you.
Throwing her on the bus the other day, man.
She sneezes too loud.
All right, Triple O.
Put it like this. If she sneezes too loud, man, wait till you hear my family farts.
Oh, Lord. All right. I need you to record it then and send it to Swain.
Is it like a scene from Nutty Professor at the table?
Man, trust me, I walk away. I go eat outside, dude. It's that bad. Yeah,
Triple O.
I mean, outside.
Triple O, confirm or deny. Is your family like the family from Nutty Professor at the table when everybody's pooting?
Some of my country cousins, yeah. That's why I go eat outside.
Oh, man. Triple O. Thanks, man. Thanks for the phone call.
All right, peace out, brother.
See ya. Y'all crazy this morning. It must be game week. We must be getting close to playing a football game.
I'm just surprised we had a Triple O call and no mention of the Lions.
I know, man. That's why it was a good call. We got Nilla Mafia, Buck Nasty, Turkey Man
saying the offensive line is Jeopardy.
I don't know what Turkey Man was talking about.
I don't know.
I was just smiling and nodding my head. I had no clue.
Amen.
I had no clue, man. 865-255-03 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Watch out for patchy fog this morning, otherwise sunny with a high of 83 and a low of 59. It'll be a sunny day tomorrow with a high near 88 and a low around 63. More nice weather is in the forecast for game day with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com. Do you have sloping or uneven floors, foundation cracks, or a leaning chimney? Do your windows and doors not open properly, or are there gaps where the floor and walls meet? Don't worry, B-Dry offers approved foundation repair solutions like steel I-beams, helical piering, epoxy injections, carbon fiber applications, and more. Make sure that your home is on stable ground with B-Dry. Call them at 865-588-0454 or find them online at bdry.com.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
In debt? In too deep? Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union says, stop treading water and get out of the deep end. If you've got debt, make a splash and come get some cash. If Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union can refinance your car, boat, camper, motorcycle, credit cards, personal or home loan, they'll pay you up to $500. So come take the plunge right now. Refinance your loans. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union will pay you. 5 convenient locations. Visit atfcu.com. Equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
Birthday boy on the text box says, you think today is bad, wait till tomorrow. Oh yeah, I can't wait. Josh in Virginia says, I would call in, but I can't compete with those boys today. Epic show. Vols made. Texas says, schedule Memphis every year.
Yes.
Jay Boo says, saw TSU's band at a high school game this weekend, and they put on a show.
No, if we're going to schedule teams because of the band, can we schedule Grambling State?
A little Southern.
Yes.
How about A&M, man? That's right down the street from my house. That's walking distance from my house. Schedule Alabama A&M.
This past weekend when I was in Huntsville, I drove past the stadium and was thinking, I wonder if they'll be any good this year. They are literally terrible.
Louis Cruz Stadium.
Sure.
I used to hear their band all the time growing up, and I also lived across the street from the school I was supposed to go to, but didn't. Johnson High School. That was a school that Joey Kent, Rashad Moore, Ed Butler, Jermaine Kent. That's the school they went to. And I used to hear their band all the time from my house. Ain't nothing like a good band, man, at a football game. And there's different ways to skin a cat. I mean, you got your band that kind of is a little bit more refined. And I guess we could say that word.
One way to put it.
And then you got your band that, they put more hips into their routine. We'll just say that. A little bit more rhythm, a little bit more dancing. I like both, to be honest.
If you want to watch Alabama A&M play this weekend, they're playing on the NFL Network on Sunday in the Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic against Morehouse College at 2:30 p.m.
I might check that out, man.
You ain't gonna check that out.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
I might check it out, man. I will have NFL Network for at least another weekend or two, and then it's gonna be goodbye DirecTV.
I mean, you'll have it afterwards too.
I don't think YouTube TV has NFL Network.
Will you still be able to use your Roku when you have YouTube TV?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Roku has NFL Network.
But you got to pay for it separately, right? Nah, I'm good. I don't care about the NFL that much.
Fake Bears fan.
Not that much. DR Vol says, GTG gets so excited when Memphis is mentioning on the show. Vols Made Texas says, ain't no band like the Pride of Southland.
Amen.
90s Vol says, what did Ainge do to Vol Storm? I'm going to start calling him Vol Shade. Vol Stone just likes making it uncomfortable for me, which I'm not uncomfortable, to be honest.
I forgot. I can't laugh at that. Andre will call in and ridicule me.
Don't be dissing Ainge, man. Don't be dissing Ainge. I'm going to laugh at a funny joke, but Vol Shade is good. Ken says, I don't trust any of the O-line to protect Jared, including the first 5. Fair right now. Fair to say that right now.
I'm with Ken on that one.
It's fair. It's fair to say that right now. But I showed you the particular play I was talking about yesterday. I showed you after the show, and I kind of broke it down about like how 3 or 4 guys messed up their assignment on one play, and then the offense coordinator, how this was not supposed to happen. This is supposed to be an easy conversion versus the blitz, and how it wasn't. And you do understand the crap that Jared had to deal with last year. But there's no more excuses for Jared. It's none. There's no more excuses. You got Jim Chaney. You have a better offensive line. Like, I saw Eric Ainge do a masterful job his last year getting the ball out quick, helping the offensive line, and that was because he had a true understanding of the offense, David Cutcliffe. So I'm expecting Jared to make a significant leap in his play because of Chaney. The thing about Ainge, though, Ainge was in Cutcliffe's offense 2 years. Well, that was the second year. But the previous offense, which was Randy Sanders, is not much different. Pretty much the same. So Ainge had played in the same system for 4 years. But he just had a different coordinator for his last 2. Chaney should have that effect on Jared, and I'm really excited to see that on Saturday. Touchdown turnover. Neil Mafia comes up with a new rap for tomorrow. LOL, great show today. Nah, man, I don't think he will.
He dropped the mic on that one.
Yeah, I think we might need to wait till Florida game. You think Neil Mafia will talk trash Florida week?
Yes, it's Neil Mafia.
Absolutely, I can't wait.
But first, he will be talking about BYU. He will talk trash to BYU next week.
Louisiana VFL says Swain Ben loved the show. We need to stop being humble and say our O-line and D-line about to abuse opponents.
Man, I hope.
And second off, I'm feeling the Florida game is a WTFA, Daryl Taylor style. Louisiana Vol, let me share this with you right quick. The reason why we sound like we're humble about the O-line, D-line, because we're not sure. We don't know what we're going to see, man. We don't know what we're going to get on Saturday. I would feel good if we got like total domination up front, which we should, because physically we are more imposing than Georgia State. I'm sorry. We should dominate the front on both sides of the ball. If we don't, I'm going to be worried. I'm not going to even lie. I'm going to be very concerned. I want to see domination. Not much thinking, but a lot of moving.
I want to see pancakes and syrup everywhere.
I don't want to see syrup, man. You say the syrup for somebody else. I want to see pancakes, though. Tomorrow, Friday, we'll be here 7 a.m. 2 days until kickoff. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Peace and love.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers?